Oh my gosh, dude. What's going on? You've assembled a group of what is this?
I mean, y'all can hear me, right? I'm assuming.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
right.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, I just thought this was like a unique ass layout of just like unique minds. I don't know how else to explain this. Let me move y'all to my right so I can
Hey,
stop
if,
looking over here.
if it blows up, we have you to blame, you know?
But
That's right.
I was just
It's like
like, I don't know. No, continue, take it away.
we're like the AI Avengers coming together. You know, we're just this hodgepodge group of rascals out there coming together, putting our powers combined, and hoping to see if we can talk about something cool like AI, technology, business, or marketing, things like that.
Before the AI realizes what we're doing and they shut us down. They're like, hey, yeah, hey, one GBT talks to another. Hey, can we get rid of these guys or they're bothering me?
Should I even do an intro? I guess like
Yes, you should.
More Than Rich podcast. Today we're here with a few different podcast guests of mine from the past, bringing back Roberto Capodici, Chris Troca, and Costas Schuler.
How you doing?
Yeah, we are back, and this is just a dynamic, powerful setup here. I got a bunch of good questions. I went through all of our old podcasts and then like tried to assemble ideal questions, and with obviously current events more up to date. Yeah. Anyone want to say anything before we begin?
I am real. I am not AI.
I'm Costas, and I haven't drank any cappuccino after 12 today, so I'm good with that.
Got mine
I'm
right
Chris. I'm drinking coffee right now, and I'm also not a robot.
here. Damn, it's gonna be the craziest shit in the future. It's like, does
by
that
the
mean
way-
he's not?
Right.
By the way, we're all not
cryptograph.
suicidal, just to make sure, you know.
Let's put that on the record.
As happy as can be, y'all.
Probably the happiest I've ever been. People see me, they say, I can't believe how happy he is. He's a happy guy.
Question 1. AI agents are now autonomously handling emails, travel booking, and even negotiating prices. How long before they start negotiating our salaries?
They really do.
Yesterday.
Exactly.
Really? It's already here.
Time is here. A lot of businesses are implementing these chat widgets, these AI agents, these AI operators. They're having access to a lot more tools and resources than they had in the past. It's incredible the work that we can output from it, and it's improving the customer service experience for those who want to implement it, improving speed to lead. But then there's the downside of it. It could potentially replace a lot of humans who are following up in these areas. I think the time is now where we're seeing this big transition. They're trying to take away the workforce and move into a cheaper option. And that option now is large language models, any sort of AI agent or AI operator. But that's what I'm seeing in my space. What are you guys seeing?
I would say that the agents is a very interesting thing because until now, humans been the agents for AI. You know, like Williams up to HR that believe everything ChatGPT tells him is going to be the agent that fires you before. An actual software agent is the thing that fires you for real, but it's just a shift.
It seems like once we hook it all up, once we hook up all the agents, then they don't need us anymore. So it's almost like the AI is like, okay, we think it's working for us, but we're actually working for it. Put in all the structure of the physical.
You ready? You ready for the joke? It's gonna be like the HR is like, how do we talk to our employee? How do we incentivize them? Should we really tell them that? They're gonna have to relearn to like communicate and engage with people.
It's going to be tough. It's changing how we interact currently. We're seeing AI robots speaking to other AI robots. How do I know this? I have them deployed in my own system. I'm using it as LinkedIn outreach. So it's finding certain posts and keywords that contain certain topics. And it looks like I'm commenting. Oh, wow. What a great use of AI. Can't wait to see what the future brings. Something very, very generic, not very insightful. To be fair, it doesn't bring any value, but it's increasing my reach.
Well,
it will be fun to see when AI is going to fighting AI. Meaning like when really we're out of the loop completely and you see suddenly a company changing direction because the AI employee being fired, they go on a protest.
I can see it. I can see it. Bots just fighting bots and your time is just consumed reading comments and shit.
You wake up one day and the whole branding has changed and you didn't do anything. You just wake up and everything's different. It's like, oh shit, what happened?
The AI took over.
We're going somewhere different direction. Oh my God.
Yo, that's an incentive, a website that's different every day.
Hold on, we're onto something.
I mean, I do this all. I mean, I change my website all the time, so might as well. What if it was a site that's custom to the person that's that's going to it. So it knows like,
Oof.
hey, it knows that you're CMO, so it changes the language from
You're
the
talking
CMO.
about Facebook, sorry.
Okay.
It's going to change your post and
real.
algorithm based on what you've been interacting with.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude.
We are, in
It's
fact,
true.
I think that this moment of AI is just a realization of a lot of things they already were like that. So
Sad.
it's just, people is
I feel
getting more
like
conscious.
the sad part though is like it's going to be so personalized that most people aren't going to know what you're talking about, right? Like all your news is going to be only what you're interested in.
And that's dangerous.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can
that's called a
see
echo
the
chamber.
various news outlets talking about only beautiful women with beautiful bodies, I guess. So,
What is this news channel? Where do I
now
find
today's
it?
from Europe, exactly. Well, if it's customized to the interest of the person, I guess a lot of people is gonna see just pornography, I guess.
Oh, goodness.
How about this? Like it could end up that it's so AI. So now we're seeking an underground, web experience. We have to like bypass. It's almost like using, Tor,
Wow.
like the dark web, but the dark web becomes where we actually like have real interactions for a change because the AI is like, it's taken, the AI is taking over all
That's a very
the main
beautiful
web.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but
think
you're
so.
just talking
That's
about conversations. We're not even talking about buying stuff. That's what's crazy, you know?
right, exactly correct. It is
Mhm.
the intellect. I think the industrial revolution removed from us the need to be strong because machinery were doing the physical work for us. And now this is the intellectual revolution where the need to be intelligent is being removed from us and delegated to the machine. We need to pay
Yeah,
attention because
that's
it's the comfort of
so it's like literally at will though, right? Like it's like if you want to learn, you also have more chance than ever to educate yourself.
that's
It's all what's the word I'm looking for? Like
The Matrix?
no,
Is it?
like I don't want to say like self-motivation, but like yeah, just have to be like self-motivated.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
GBT is like, I spent hours. I don't even read books anymore. I spent hours just, asking it about books, like takeaways from books. And then I have conversations about that. And I've learned, it's like I've read, thousands of pages through GPT of learning stuff. And it's just the best stuff. Like you don't have to go through a book and trying to figure out what it's saying. You just get what you need in this one spot. And then I did like psychological profiles on myself just to figure out how crazy I was. I was like, this is what I'm doing. Tell me more about it. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
what is my Myers-Briggs score? And then things like that. And it's like, oh my God,
Let me guess, INFP.
I don't know. MOUSC.
I'm guessing you're just like me. That's what I'm guessing.
And
But,
it's interesting to think how dumb we look in front of, if you change perspective. You are the large language model and you look at the human and say, look, this knows nothing compared to what I know because we really know nothing. You
Dude,
can think
yeah.
he's the slowest thinker in the world. I throw a joke, he's going to laugh after a century for what is my, point of view of time speed.
Here's what I'm imagining is like every question you ask, the AI is just face palming answering you like this.
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
But here's what I would say and make a case for humanity is like, I don't know if it can do that because right now, like I'm the human who says let's connect this idea and that idea. So it takes me, the connector to connect to say, hey, what if we connect these two random ideas together, right? So you still need a person, I think, at least for the time being, to have that idea, to ask that weird question and then have it go out and do it for you. So
You're totally right. No, you're totally right. Because I'll be researching something, and then half the time you got to be like, "Is that really true? Like, are you like, is that?" And then when it is, and you confirm it is, you yourself have to be like, "Well, what are the implications? What does that really mean?" Because it's not going to just tell you that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
Because
what do
you're
you
the
really
one
want
that
to
cares
know?
about it.
Yeah.
AI doesn't care about it, probably.
Yeah, which is the problem with coding, right? Like you can't be the best coder tomorrow because you have to know how to do that at least.
the better the question, the better the answer. So our job is to just be able to ask better questions, and that's what it's helping me do is ask better questions. Because if you just ask simple questions, right, you'll get a simple answer. But if you keep going, keep asking and asking, more information, and it gets more of an idea of what you're trying to say. And I think that's the beautiful thing. It helps me ask better questions because I want better answers.
Yeah, in fact, when I ask my mate to go shopping now, I don't say just, "Yeah, can you buy some milk and some whatever is missing at home?" I say, "Okay, no, the cartoon has to be in this shelf and then it's shaped like this." And you're becoming your communication so detailed and profound that people look at you like, I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm a prompt engineer.
Wow. Yeah. Yep. And the funny part is you'll be talking because it's faster. I'm noticing I like to take breaks and then go talk to my phone because it's faster than like sitting here and typing all day. I'm like, all right, more strenuous walk or something. But what are y'all's thoughts on the $500 billion investment, open AI, witnessing the start of AI-powered economy, or just supercharged Skynet? What's coming?
As soon as I put those money, I'm going to be short in my wallet with some spare change because that's very pretty much. I think that is important. I love that the war that there is now between countries is now, it's shifting from missiles and killing human beings to try to be, like a sort of Cold War on technology, on supremacy in technology, because that's what it is. If you think how the United States forbid China to use GPUs from NVIDIA, that's really like the little kids that said, "No, it's my toy, you cannot play with that." Because after you play with that, the other kid
They
thinks
always
you're the
find a
cool
way
one.
around it. You're totally
Well,
right.
but if you remove the resources from me, I find a better way to do it. So this indirectly promote, a DeepSeek promote, on the other side, the innovation. So it's a strange effect.
All you
But
need
yeah,
is
I
like
think it's
500
necessary.
Chinese dudes. 500 Chinese dudes who live in America, just each one buy one and they send it back to homeland. Done. How many do they need? Done.
It was nice to see such an investment into something like this, but just as Roberto mentioned with DeepSeek coming into play, it's nice to see competition enter in and to see the big tech conglomerates of America finally having to pull themselves up by them bootstraps and actually put in a hard day's work and make AI better rather than trying to hold it back. Unfortunately, it's the American way. If we can't win, we're going to make sure that we cut off the resources to China or whoever is not falling in line, unfortunately. So I see this investment was kind of they jumped the gun a little bit and had a bit too much confidence. And then China sweeps our legs right from under us and absolutely destroys the monetization idea behind ChatGPT subscription model, other models coming out. But the competition is good. I don't think that power should be consolidated to the big tech of the West. It should be available to everyone and kind of build us all up, give us the access to the tools and the resources. What do you guys think?
I think it was a military operation. I don't think they built it. I saw this meme where they basically they took it, used ChatGPT to do their thing. Right? Personally, I won't use it because I think it's just another pipeline into the Western data. I don't trust it.
I don't know. Being outside the United States is very funny to see these, things going on between two sides. And to me, it's even more funny to see, no, I'm going to only use the model in my computer, not the version online, because I don't want China to spy on my data after 2 hours on TikTok, maybe. And at the same time, after using WhatsApp, Facebook, Gmail, Edward Snowden showed us how much also those information are collected to fight people. So, for par condition, for equal opportunities, you need to use Telegram so the Russians spy on you. You used to use some Chinese products so they also can spy. To give the world the opportunity to know all about my private moment.
I mean, yeah, I use TikTok, so I see what you're saying.
The interesting things, there was this is more than 20 years ago, a website called Online Caroline. And simply you go there and there is this sort of a blog of this lady that shares what she did on the day. And I start talking to you, about what you suggest I use, buy this dress or this dress, tell me about your friends, blah, blah, blah. And these things you go a certain point after a day, you cannot interact anymore. You can start interact the following day for a couple of months. And then the website completely changed. It shows it's like a private company that does investigation, and they show all the information they collected from you in the 2 months. So it was a sort of an art project, but it was incredibly shocking. And this just with simple interaction with a single website. we don't realize how much we give. And when we use online models like ChatGPT, we consider there is now the open source one, even though it's from OpenAI.
It's like a
We are
spore.
sharing without realizing way more than we share by searching Google, and way more than we share in Facebook, because that's toward the public. So this is really your private moment, saying, "Hey, it is a strange itching I have on my butt." What it is, you are telling this on a server that is remote in clear text. We are sharing in a way that we don't even believe it. Interestingly, the
For
Chinese
sure.
gave us a model to install in our computer. So it is really on the other side. It's really shifted the things, like seems that the behavior is opposite of what it should be.
It definitely
Absolutely.
feels like an invisible like spore, right? Like something that's just planted and like gonna grow super rapidly, right? Like they just did the TikTok thing, and it's like even crazier of a retaliation, and the layout, the whole UI, right, reminds you of GPT. Like just how quick it works. So I'm just like, it seems like super coordinated. Not just that though, but a couple of months ago, I was talking with my cousin when we were trying to make the Sortly app. We are trying to do the mail sorting thing, and we were like coming to a realization of, oh my god, like nobody realizes it doesn't need to be this expensive. Like nobody is talking about that fact in itself. And then this happens, and it's just like put in front of everyone's face, right? Like overnight, you said legs swept out from under the Chinese, which is mind blowing, by the way, to put it like that. It's like super like what are the, like, Nvidia is $1 trillion company, right? It just blew my mind to think like of the power of releasing a product and the whole world overnight. Like what the fuck?
It was bold of them to assume that they would control and maintain market dominance in a world that is ever changing. It's funny because Sam Altman was a little upset that China stole the, what was it, the framework or the data? So
They
OpenAI
steal
stole the data and trained it, and then they were mad that someone else did it too, but they did it for a lot cheaper. And I think that was the biggest thing. And I think Roberto mentioned earlier with just the data concerns. I don't think there's nothing wrong with having something that's self-hosted. And if you now are seeing conversations about our online privacy, it's just nice and refreshing to see a change of pace. People curious about VPNs, people curious about their own data. Maybe this is the time that they wake up and realize how much they've been giving and take that back.
Yeah,
On
like
top
does
of
it
it,
get cheaper now for everyone else? Is my question. Like, does that happen? Because the
is
last
a
thing
wake
I'll
up.
say, the last thing I'll say is, remember on the Rogan podcast where they admitted the whole the government wants to control it all type of thing, and that like that's purposely the admitted narrative that they don't want anyone else to have it. And then this happens. Like what?
I think the wake up call that there is been, and this fear pushing people to say, no, the online thing's not, I install in my computer, I use a local, model. And this is good, like this is very powerful, because probably it helped them reason not only toward these Chinese people, but, who what do you know? So it is a wise step that maybe in a few years, every house is going to be this very powerful server with the home AI that is gonna snitch on the kids to the parents, say, "Hey, your son just asked me about this thing."
Dude, the real problem is if it becomes better than everything else. Am I wrong about that? Like if it's in everybody's home, your smart systems, and we have just Chinese deep seek everything. You got toys just launching on everything, they're going to infiltrate that market.
I mean, what's life like in China with this under the surveillance state? I mean,
Amazing.
says the guy who doesn't live in China. I mean, I can't imagine what that's like. I mean, the whole credit score. You hear stories where like the guy can't get a train ticket because he crossed the street to he
Those are
jaywalked something
legends, honestly. Come on.
Legends. Okay, all right.
If you go to China, it's like Russia and other North Koreas that there are truths on the base of all, but we are indoctrinated thinking things in a certain way too much, because at the same way, if I look at the United States with indoctrination that some non-Western media told me about the United States is an horrible place, where you go out and the police shoot you. You cannot be black if you're black, but you stay home, and so on and so forth. I do believe that and I see China is ahead technologically compared to the rest of the world in a way that we have no idea, and probably some consequences are there for everybody. When you reach the level of technology, look, I mean, it was like 15, 20 years ago that 20 years ago that I was in Manchester in the United Kingdom, and the police was showing off their system for surveillance. This is, no, honestly, it was more than 20, 25 years ago. I saw cameras everywhere in the UK. I think it's one of the countries with more cameras around the street. And I thought they were just filming and keeping 2 days, 3 days of recording for each camera in case there is a crime. They go rewind and see what happened. They actually were identifying biometrics of people and following people automatically. So I went there to the police. You put yourself in front of a camera and it show you like in 5 monitors where you were, in the past few days around the city. And this was, now it would be normal to cities. And this was 25 years ago in a country that you think there is no surveillance. So this is to the level of what they say about the Chinese today. So it's easy to see the things in the eye of somebody else when you have a full tree on yours and not realizing it. So if somebody is really objective with any government of the world, there are very few. I think, look, Europe now, with all those laws to protect citizens, they just blocked DeepSeek in Italy, for example, because of privacy reasons. So the government put filters in what you can see or you cannot see online, which is incredible, I think. Europe cannot innovate because the regulators stop people from innovation. And this is the way that you want to protect citizens, bringing a full continent as the last, in the world to be able to innovate for regulation. United States, look what happened with crypto. Crypto is banking the unbanked. And then I have all these American friends, Roberto, can you buy this for me that you are in Indonesia? Because, we cannot buy this in America. We are surveilled and controlled. And so
You're
I
saying
do
you
believe
have,
it's
you
really
have Trump
subjective.
coin is what you're saying.
But but you go from one extreme to the other, and China, when doing the same thing, China was illegal, then suddenly you can buy, then not, then, the truth is that
Yes. Okay.
every government has its own faults.
So that's actually a good little segue. Hong Kong just approved 4 new crypto exchanges, cementing itself as a digital asset hub. Is the West losing the crypto race?
Right. That's absolutely the point. Yesterday, they were putting in prison people that touch the crypto. That's the same in the USA. In Europe, forget it, is even worse. When it comes to
That's
AI,
funny.
it's not any different, So I believe that those fears are a little bit unbalanced. We should be afraid of everybody, just unconditionally, Don't go out of your home.
Just
Planet
be
is a
safe.
scary place.
Unless you're American, you can carry.
Yeah.
Exactly. Can you imagine
I can't shoot AI.
as soon as they install AI inside the guns, I see an advertisement with the mouse with AI in it, with the most
Oh my God,
incredible
dude.
things of AI. So I have my revolver and the bullet are programmed with AI.
That's why I believe in lead and Beretta.
Next one.
I invest in gold, silver, and lead. But here's an interesting thing. What else? I was going to say something. Oh my gosh, I had a thought. I'm getting old, but it was a good thought. Maybe I'll come around to it. Sorry.
We're still on crypto. All I was going to say was El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender, so we're seeing more countries experiment with crypto-backed economies. Is the U.S. going to follow, or would that be economic chaos?
Yes, going to buy a lot is going to push the price up very, very bad in this coming year.
I had a thought. Can I
Go
share
for
that thought? I know it's kind of random. I was thinking about quantum computing, and like when that gets unlocked, and then you combine it with AI, doesn't it mess up all the, once you figure out quantum computing, it messes up all the cryptography and all that stuff. Doesn't that mess up? Isn't that what Bitcoin? I mean, I'm kind of a novice when it comes to Bitcoin.
Talking about layers, I guess.
The risk for that technology is the past, not the future. Meaning that as you advance in, for example, quantum computing can break encryption, but there is encryption, there is quantum safe. So if you saved all your secret, like the insurance file of Assange, rather than other things, and are saved and you have them, those things will be decrypted quite easily. But what it can be done now, I mean, like a system that is current, like a blockchain, will upgrade to be safe, from this thing. So yeah, it is. I think that the best marriage that there is artificial intelligence and robotics. Because robotics is a science that goes back 60 years, okay, or more. I mean, actually, no, AI is 60, but robotics is since the Industrial Revolution, when you make machines that start doing the work of humans. So a robot, not
Rockets.
just the one that look like a human, I mean, any mechanical things that, and it was difficult to make these things work properly. But with AI, they have a completely different take on how they can operate. And that's quite a scary thing. So can you imagine your Roomba trying to revolt against you? You know, I don't know.
Hey,
Refusing to
don't
clean
let
the
your
house.
Amazon Prime. Don't forget to pay Amazon Prime. Otherwise, you can't shop at Whole Foods, and Roomba's going to start nipping at your toes, man. You got to be careful.
Where's my
You
money?
joke,
Hey,
I
where's
think.
my money?
Yeah.
Have you,
Your
have you seen
Roomba
that
is just
video?
like grabbing
you
the
discover
coins.
those small side door, what is for in the things. And, gun,
I mean, do you see that video where like there's one robot that convinces the other robots to like quit or something like that? Have you seen that video? That's crazy.
It's
Like,
one of the Black Mirror series in
oh, is that what that is? All right,
Is that
that's crazy. I thought it happened for real. Maybe, God, I watched the wrong shows. I think I watched the wrong.
It's hard to tell what's real truth and what's sci-fi now, because it seems to have a lot of overlap nowadays. Yeah, if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, hey, do you see this AI tool kind of taking over a lot of your work? I would say no. What? You type some things into a search bar and it gives you an answer. What is that going to do? Now it has access to tools. Now it can real-time crawl URLs. Now it can do a lot of things. So yeah, here it comes. Now it's just a bit scarier.
Yeah.
I was
So I was
trying.
telling, I gave a talk about, ChatGPT 101, very basic stuff. And I said to them, I said, we could be headed towards towards the singularity, but in the meantime, on the way there, I'm going to make some money, So that's
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
What's the time frame on that? How long do you think we have?
I don't know, man. Just like, I'm Greek. I just work as fast as I can. Just, just crank it out. Whatever it is. Just stay up late, get up early, just do whatever it takes, So I don't know, man. I don't know.
And on the other side, we can also have a positive view on things, automation in the agriculture world, automation in, giving us only a 3 days work week, 4 hour per day only, because, there is no more need of the rest. Basic, not even a basic income, an advanced income, like everybody has more liquidity, not just by printing money, but by creating value, which will be the most important thing, thanks to AI. So I do believe that there are, two sides on the same, coin, if you want, but that was for crypto. That's a good
I
job.
think work is important. Like in the Matrix. I mean, the whole point of that was like they realized that they needed to give humans something to do, or else they would
Yeah, absolutely.
they would blow up. So like work is like I do thank God I'm creative enough to figure out like when nothing's going on, there's no clients calling me, like I'll figure something to do. There's never ending. Like if my kids say I'm bored, I'm like, seriously, please.
Right. I
Stop
have
it.
the same issue with mine. Yes, correct.
If you're a human being, there's no excuse to be bored because your mind can figure some shit out all the time, 24/7. I mean, you go to bed and your mind's thinking about stuff. You wake up and it's solving problems. I mean, that to me is like the best part about being a human being is that you have the ability to have an idea and then make it. That's the beautiful thing about who we are. We all have ideas. Everything here is some idea, and it started here, and then it became manifested into the physical world, which is, I mean, it's amazing.
Now you have support of AI. Like I love to code. It's my hobby. I like to do it. And I'm doing stupid website. If you go to artificialdumbness.com, for example, you have artificial dumbness, and I made this as a joke, and it took me a week to make it. Now I can do those things, those small side projects that are just for fun in an afternoon, thanks to ChatGPT. So the productivity level I have is gone, like tenfold. So it depends on the personality of people, because I believe that what we will strive for, we are just more supported to do with an help like this one. Now intellectually and soon also physically.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I bought
always,
a robot and I sent it to the gym because I'm too bored to go to the gym.
It's getting muscles for you.
He goes to do all the exercise for me. It's not working very well, but like I
no,
must
not
have
good for
made
your
a
body.
mistake.
I used to joke, like many years ago, I took up welding, so I ended up welding for 7 years. And I always joke with people. I said, if the internet ever goes down, at least have a job security in the apocalypse. Because if you see all the movies, there's always welding going on in the background. You know, when there's always some guy doing something. Sparks. Exactly. There's always sparks. I'm like, okay, I could do a job when the shit hits the fan, you know. So in other words, it's like there's still, like, I still think this, okay, maybe, I mean, robots can do this stuff, but right now we still have to do things physically in the physical world. So, I mean, I don't know how long that's going to last, but, you know, but we can still do stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but yeah. Better.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, the goal is to make life cheaper for everybody, right? With the material, whether it's needing to buy things get cheaper for us. But then what? Like, everyone's got their little maid slave robots that are kind of educating us at the same time. Does that take us back to philosophical utopia? Is that the ideal scenario where we all have time to just think?
I don't mind, honestly.
I
I
mean, it sounds
embrace
cool.
the apocalypse. So
I embrace the apocalypse.
But somebody said earlier, when you have limitations, you end up innovating, right? So we do need, I think I mean, we need, what's the word? We need to be buffered. Like, we need difficulty in our lives so we can come up with
Man.
ideas. If everything is easy, I mean, I don't know, man. I worry about that. I mean,
Nah,
if
you're
I
right,
get the
though.
robots and
I
I'm
think
working
it
3
also-
hours a week,
But we look at things from a perspective of our current way of living. Think about this. Airplanes exist, commercial airplane flying not so long. Before, if you want to go from Europe to the United States, you need to take a ship and stay in the sea for a few months. How long it would take?
I think it's deeper
and
than
now,
that.
And now we complain if the check-in process is too long, with the airplane. So I do believe that we're going to shift to a world where productivity is tenfold for everybody. So there is no difference at the end of the day. The competition is still there, but the results are the difference. Probably AI is going to help discover, it's going to bring to the hands of more the possibility to do innovation in the medicine world, for example. So what if the cure for this or that sickness was already found and not disclosed because there is too much financial interest behind the large corporation? Now the small lab that has no financial interest is going to have the means to reach the same conclusion, and probably are going to bring, like DeepSeek, are going to bring for free the model that the other keep private and close, even though they're called open AI, because they have a financial incentive. So I do believe that we're going to be provided with much better, much more quality, much more understanding of things, So maybe there is a
Hey, Chat,
very
can you clip
positive
that?
side.
That was really smart. I like what you said, Roberto. That was really smart. What happens when you remove that financial incentive, right? Does the incentive go away, or now that we remove
Changes.
finance, it changes, right? Do we do it? We're not doing it now because
money
of money. We're doing
didn't exist until a few centuries ago, like as a concept. People just, people were trading. And so as human, we adapt to things in a way that we have no clue. Humans are, as animals, the one that are able to adapt as much as, like many other animals. As soon as you change the environment, they die, they go extinct. Human adapt from living to frozen temperature to hot to air condition, and so can you imagine, those things are nothing.
it's almost like you're banking in the idea that humankind is good.
No, good and bad, but we balance out. If we're only good, the bad are the one that don't say hello when they meet you on the street. I don't know.
I mean,
So we always have a balance between two things. I think also the drama for people that is super spoiled, they're born wealthy, they don't know what it means to really go through trouble. When they are suffering because the dog didn't jump on them the day, for them the drama is heavy, as much as the kid says, it's 3 days I don't eat because I live on the street, I don't have family, it is all proportional and relative to the person, I do believe. And we're going to move to a completely different kind of lifestyle, kind of environment, or kind of productivity. And everything is going to be relative to that. And then we're going to say to our kids, when I was a child, I need to do my own work by myself.
I used to work 40 hours a week.
Yeah. Back in my day.
No,
Back in my day, I used to
use my hands.
Right. When reading those magazines too, what is a magazine?
It's going to be so basic though, like using your hands, right? Like you're just going to talk and things are going to happen. Here's
I
what
don't know what to do with my hands.
Yo, but
That's
here's
scary, dude.
here's what I just researched because you just made me think about it, right? No financial incentive. That means loss of competitive drive. So do people shift to other incentives because careers are driven by financial rewards? So do people work like 60-hour weeks, for example? Immediately, I'm like, I would, but that's because I love what I do, right? That was my first thought. And then the next thing
Right.
was work becomes purpose driven or stops. And my next thought was, can you imagine how many people you'd be like, what do you do for a living? Or what do you do just in general? Can you imagine how like their answer would completely determine everything that you think about them? It wouldn't be like they have to work a job. Like it's part of their life like everyone else. It'd be totally different answers.
And
Yeah.
can you imagine the difference of cultural things? Because I've been living around the world. I spent 12 years in the United States. I'm in Asia now, it's 20 years. Here in Asia, when people meet on the road, they ask each other, have you eaten?
Wow.
Because probably the priority of things are different, like
Wow.
in small village, they ask, where are you going? Not because they want to mind your business, but because when there was no telephone or connection, if somebody is traveling through, was the mechanics to bring a message to the next village, for example. So the custom of asking, where are you going, is stuck to, based on the need, based on the way of life, people adapt and ask different questions and, consider important different things, for example, if somebody in the United States goes around saying, I managed not to pay taxes, I cheated the government to pay taxes, shame on you. If you do it in Italy, come teach me. You are an amazing guy that managed to do things to survive. Because you are in a government that charges 70% of your income in taxes. So you need to cheat the system if you want to survive. I do believe,
Greeks are that
it's
way
true.
too. Greeks are that
What
way
the
too.
fuck is that?
Greeks are that way too. It's an honor. So it's like, man, you're good. You saved that much money. It's like my mom, that was her goal. Like the whole goal is how to not pay taxes. So that's a whole nother thing. But my mom grew up on an island in Greece. So I spent some time, my summers on the island. So it was like you're walking around and it's like, come and eat, come and stay with us, visit, it's all about visiting and staying and eating and those things. And it's totally different motivation. Like I tried working on the island last summer and I couldn't get any work done because it was like, I don't feel like working today. I was like hanging out with people, walking to get my loaf of bread down in the village. Like I was at a village up on a mountain. So I was like hiking and walking and drinking and coffee and just the good life. I didn't stress. I kind of missed that.
Different environment.
Damn it.
About the need to survive on taxation. In Italy, there is a village in the south of Italy where houses, which are called trulli, Trulli, you can Google it, have the roof that is shaped in a way that in top there is a similar thing to when you approach with a boat on the bank to connect, to attach a rope. Because if your house is construction, you didn't have to pay taxes on houses. If the house is complete, then you have to pay taxes. So when the taxman was arriving with a horse to collect, everybody threw a rope and pulled down the roof and said, I'm still building the roof of my house and to go tax free. So to give you the level of, implementation of survival that people has in order to go through life. So I believe it is something we're going to be adapting. Maybe because the real life is easy, going to tax people that use AI in their job compared to not, because it's going to remove jobs if in certain government. In other, they're going to give you a subsidy because you're making life better in other ways. So it really depends how.
If we're all interconnected, we won't be able to do that anymore because the house would be like, hey, man, I'm complete. Send the bill. You know what I mean? The house will talk to the tax guy, the fridge talks it, all these devices, and then now the house is a device. Dude, I'm done, bro.
Everything you walk by is talking to you.
You don't call the plumber anymore. You call the hacker to fix the house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, dude. Oh my God, dude. My house
It's
has
gonna
got
run
a virus. Oh
it's going to run its own diagnostic report. And it's going to be like, would you like me to check the plumbing system to see if anything's wrong? Windows checking.
Wow.
We don't seem to find a problem. We'll have to, to send it to someone else.
Can you imagine you having to Control-Alt-Delete your house? Damn it! I was in the middle of taking a dump.
Trying to get into the back end fuse box. Oh, goodness.
That's fun.
There's a Black Mirror episode about that.
That's it.
My last thought on the financial part of not having money as an incentive, companies then become revalued, right? Like who really is important at that point? Like, what do people care about? You know what I mean? If you're not a $1 billion company and money doesn't matter at that point.
Right. Well, we have to remember that currency is just an exchange of value. It was something that we use to say this represents X amount of either, amount or what its worth is in comparison to the other. And it just made bartering a lot easier because no longer did we have to exchange, a goat for your ammo. It was just let's, purchase. So it opened up a lot of opportunities for us. But like you said, if money didn't exist, where would that motivation come from? I think we would still have problems that needed to be solved. And I think we may just go into a form of bartering. Sure, we don't have, coins or paper to say this represents an amount. Maybe it's all just tracked through our arms, like cryptocurrency. You wave your wrist over the barcode scanner and it automatically takes it from your account. We don't know what that might be, but if there is no incentive, I think just the motivations change.
Yeah, the commodities like computing power, for example. Oh, I collected 20 credit of computing power that I can use to do something else over there. It is, yeah.
Ooh, that's
and
a good
because
one.
we live
That's
on
a good
perception.
one.
Yeah,
We
humans
just
live
need
on
one
perception.
AI credit.
Yeah,
Here's some
exactly
tokens
correct.
for the day. Yeah.
What happens when we lose our value? I mean, like I can make money because I bring something. I have I can make things. I do graphic design. That's what I do for a living. So I produce something. But what happens when it's all done for me? Like what is my value now as a human?
I think that I had a client, for example, that had an hotel in a very strategic position to see the wave for surfers. Surfers is a very kind of strange of people that really lives with the surfing in their mind. So they wake up early in the morning to check waves in different spots and choose the destination based on that. So this guy bought a very powerful webcam that was connected and had a small paywall for you if you want to subscribe for a month and see those spots because it keep moving, zooming in, and so on and so forth. And I was thinking this is very close to an autonomous business because people pay the camera. If the camera has technical issues, can request support and use what he has earned as a camera to pay for being fixed. It is really something that create value and then use this value to create credits, let's say, of any sort, and use these credits in order to survive and become better. Maybe at a certain point in time, I'm so wealthy, I buy another camera like me to, to multiply my, it is something that we all get into the need of creating value independently, if it is tangible for some and not tangible for other. Whenever there is somebody appreciating, because I don't care about a camera that looks at the beach left and right, so I'm not going to pay for it. But if I am a surfer, I'm going to pay for it. So each of us, AI included, autonomous system included, we need to create a value that is appreciated by some. And when we create this value, people start giving us something in exchange. That can be money, other things, doesn't matter. And then, we have an ecosystem that is self-sustainable and goes ahead. Each human need to be inside these sort of things. Easier for women with the OnlyFans account. Women are
They would be
left
the richest
behind,
people in the world.
because they create value somehow.
So what do we got to put online? I mean, like I don't know.
Okay, what about with Norway seizing a Russian ship or damaging an undersea cable? How vulnerable are we to cyber attacks?
Obviously,
Starlink is there,
pretty
so
vulnerable.
who cares? Yesterday, I was upset with Elon Musk and started shooting toward the sky, hoping to take down a couple of satellites. What I can do. The network is going to replace any need of land communication. Decentralized is amazing, So now they need base station because they connect between the satellite and the ground connectivity. But as soon as 100% of the connection is on the satellite, you don't need any more fiber optic cables or other things.
I mean, as long as there's hackers, there's gonna be hacking.
So we go into Mars and within these 4 years, y'all see that happening? He seems pretty confident.
By the way, I'm telling you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm that guy. I'm an earther. I'm staying right here, dude. I'm not going anywhere. I'm like the old guy. This is how we've always done it. I'm staying on Earth. I'm an Earth guy. I don't know.
We're going to the moon for sure in a short term, and if they know how to land the stuff, because it seems that only the United States many years ago managed to land something. But today, technology is not good enough to arrive safely to the moon. So somehow we need to go wonder how they managed to pull out this stance in the past. Probably humans was good, and automation is not good enough to learn something.
Right. They say that the technology, like the first iPhone, had more technology than what they had.
In fact, the moon is full of iPhones. All the iPhone Model 1.
Wow.
All on the
Forget
surface
about
of
cheese.
the moon. No, forget cheese. Is iPhone. Yeah, well, but probably the human technology was the factor. I mean, like somebody there looking out of the window and controlling how you're landing is more powerful than the automated system that now, like Japanese, arrived and they didn't land vertically. They land, like if they had an airplane and didn't work out. Indians managed to land properly there recently, not with humans inside though, unless, it's very small Indian guy. I have no idea, but they claim not. And there are more and more missions that are sending small stuff, just even fake payload because they're afraid it's exploding on the way there. And then that's for sure a nice launch pad to go to other planets. If you think the need of propulsion that you have from the moon is nothing compared to the propulsion you need from the Earth. So once you created this corridor, planet Earth, moon, there is no, or any orbiting things, then from there to Mars is easy. Okay. Is not as bad as the planet Earth to Mars directly. So, yeah.
Why even send humans? I saw this one movie where they put their conscience into a robot or a thing, and then they sent them out so they could go on forever because the body has needs. Long travel is not a good idea for the body. So I'm like, we get to the place where it's like, do we even need to send human beings like the bodies? They can just send the conscience over.
You can send eggs, woman eggs, with already, how do you say it in English? Already starting to prepare a human to come soon. So you can send thousands of that in a small container, and then a robot that makes sure that, and maybe another couple of humans to take care of them as soon as they mature. And then you have 1,000 people on Mars ready to work
Mars,
for you.
You know what's going to happen? Mars is going to be covered with OnlyFans, ladies. I'm telling you. I'm just.
It's going to be filled with only Capo DHs.
No, it's going to be called Only Mars.
What's
Only
annoying?
Mars.
What's annoying is they'll be like, it's the oldest profession all over again.
Yeah, well, that's a cycle,
well,
right?
They have to service the people that go live there. So I mean, it's gonna happen.
I guess probably the first ship is gonna crash. There is gonna be just a man and a woman that all the clothes burn out, so they have just a leaf from this tree to cover it up.
Wow.
There is a snake on a tree with an apple, apple wasn't the apple, was the classic iPhone that was from the moon arriving to Mars as well. Probably we never understood the Bible. All this legend about the snake saying you cannot take the apple didn't mean an actual fruit. They meant that you cannot use the apple product. If you use the apple product, you're gonna be chased from heaven.
You haven't agreed to the terms of service.
To the terms of service, correct.
Make sure when the couple, when they get there and they have to leave, make sure they set the webcam so we can all watch. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
And then we're perfectly there. Yeah. So, Joseph, this is your answer about reaching Mars. I'm sorry.
The first website on Mars is going to be a porn
site. My last joke was
my
last joke is it's big stepbrother.
No, big step, bro. I'm stuck on Mars.
God, stepbrother. Oh,
anyways,
wow.
So United Airlines, Starlink, Wi-Fi for flights. I guess just to capitalize on that last thought is maybe that Starlink is going to be like the Wi-Fi for Mars. I don't know. Maybe that's the plan.
That's the idea, right? That's exactly why it's been start building. I mean, Elon Musk's idea is to go to be on Mars. He says, I would like to die on Mars, not by crashing, but by having lived my life there. And the Starlink is exactly a communication system that is going to bridge. You think that from here to Mars, I think the communication with today's technology takes about 20 minutes. So chatting is going to be very slow. How you doing there in Mars? 40 minutes later, yeah, well, what's this? No, an urgent information I need.
It's going to be like 25 years ago when the news reporters are still waiting for the signal to come
Exactly.
in. That's right,
Shit.
Chet. Yeah.
That's gonna
Damn.
be the connection from Mars, 20 minutes, and now we have our citizen in Mars already talking to us like,
Wow. They spend the whole day just getting the signal to clip it all together.
quantum
Going live
computing
in
may
20
solve
minutes.
this problem to them.
And
They
that's the
just
idea.
prove it.
Wouldn't that make traveling faster, or not time travel, but traveling at the speed of light? Wouldn't quantum computing or physics help with that?
See, ask ChatGPT. I have no idea.
I'm gonna have to.
Here's what I saw this video that they created a jet engine. This jet engine was all made with AI. So they designed it using that.
Yes.
So it would make sense that they would be able to design new propulsion systems using
sure.
AI. I don't know.
For sure.
Mhm.
Innovation is going to accelerate to a level that, and we still don't have AGI or SI. Thank you. My wife brought me my breakfast. Because here is morning. I am from the future, actually, if you want, between all of us. I'm talking from the future. This is the 1st of February already, 11 in the morning. And you
Oh
can
my
ask
God.
me, what happened in the future. But yes.
He's on Mars.
Yeah.
That's a lousy. What do you have? Salad for breakfast? That's horrible. What are you doing? Get some coffee in
I
you,
am
man.
I am 450 pounds, man, so I better lose weight.
I want to see that cappuccino. What do you drink a cappuccino over there?
That was the greatest
is
you
one-
cannot shave me comeback I've ever heard.
My
yes.
self-steering mag.
It's like you would never know how big I am from this web camera.
Right, correct. Actually, my webcam is like 7 meters away from me.
You're so dumb. All right. If AI could predict crime before it happens, should we let it make arrests, or are we talking Minority Report level dystopia?
Terrible idea. Oh gosh. Yeah, we need the thought police. Great.
This is already happening, actually. Yeah, that the
We have that now.
intent is punished as the crime was committed, mostly on the terrorist arena. And in fact, that's left me a little bit perplexed many times on how unfair it is. You need to pay attention what you say. It was the guy that entered in the airplane and was trying to put the luggage up. But this was many years ago. It says, how the fuck you store bombs in the airplane if you cannot put the luggage? And he got arrested just to throw a joke like this, because it can show intent, it creates scare. We should be more realistic in certain terms. There was a wave here I'm in Bali, in Indonesia, of arrest of people because they receive a package at the post office, go collect the package. As soon as they walk out, the police arrest them because inside the package there was drugs. Now, I can send a package with drugs to anybody and get them arrested without these people knowing, because how can you know what it is in the package when you collect it? A good investigation should be follow the guy, see if the guy open and start reselling the things rather than using or whatever, and then you arrest, because you cannot criminalize the ignorance or an intent that you believe there is, right? So for as much certainty AI can say this guy was going to do something bad, but probably should be used to keep an eye on the person, that's for sure, but not
I mean, all
to
the
arrest
stuff we're
them.
asking it right now. I mean,
Minority
definitely see
Report
it.
could see the future, not see the intent. That's different, right?
I mean, there is that billionaire or trillionaire who said, I think the AI surveillance system of the future can help keep people on their best behavior. And quite honestly, I feel like we should be using
Larry Olson?
possibly, yeah, and that didn't sit too well with me. I'm going to be honest, and I feel like maybe the AI should be turned around and maybe help the billionaires, act a little bit nicer as well. So I don't know how they would feel if that was used, that similar system on them. So
Ask law enforcement how they feel if they were treated the way that.
Any last thoughts on that one? Anyone?
I
I'm
think
stressed.
investigations, intelligence are going to be better off with the use of AI, like analyzing social network or criminal organization, understanding the extent of how things go. Think about law enforcement, unfortunately, is very badly funded in every country in the world. There's police and teachers, which are the two most important jobs, I think, to maintain a society together, are the less financed, department for some strange reason. But given that they could have enough money, I do believe that those two things, teaching, imagine like a school now has 40 kids in a class and a teacher need to stay after the average of 40, so punishing the most smart, and penalizing the dumbest one. Sorry for the terms, but and at the same time, with an AI, you can have customized lesson to the likes of each single kid. If the little girl like to dance and she hate math, she need to use some lesson where you learn math by trying to do ballet, for example, because it's all based on math. I'm just giving a random example. At the same time, law enforcement can really understand and come to conclusion better because, and that's another, I don't mean to offend anybody that work in law enforcement, but many times I look at my mates and I say, oh my God, can somebody be so difficult in understanding things, to put it in a nice way? And I says, oh, surely I didn't steal a scientist from NASA when I hired her, you do the job that either is your call for life or is what you can reach as a job that you can do. So there are places where AI probably is going to have a much different impact that the four of us can understand, because we give for granted that people can reason with the brain that we have. And probably there is people that is less lucky and has a better use of AI in doing their own thinking and job in roles that are very important, like those that are needed for a society. So
I think
I welcome it.
Yeah, when you're saying intent, that's immediately I'm thinking like, yeah, because I work in asset protection. So you'd imagine how many lawsuits these companies had to have gone through or had to make these outrageous rules of like, all right, yeah, you can do this, but not this, and like be super particular about how you have to stop someone and be super absolutely certain. And then the repercussions if you're wrong, like you just lose completely your job. Like, so yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like the most difficult part is going to be intent, right? How do you make sure, like, with an absolute certain that you're completely right is going to be the new thing? Yeah.
I think whoever is in charge of it, that's the key, because depending on, you see, like, you can have somebody with a certain political ideology versus another one, and so how they do their jobs or how they code or how whatever they do, that is, there's a filter. They have a filter. So whoever's in charge is going to be making up the rules, right? The golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Oh, something like that, right?
It's a good thing we love Bill Gates then.
Yeah,
sure.
dude, I'm so sure I'm good.
We love him. We love
I
him.
mean, so it depends. Like, it depends who's in charge. Because if somebody who's a bad actor, let's just call it that, is in charge, then it doesn't matter what your intent is. Their intent is going to be to put people away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It almost doesn't matter what your intent is. Whoever's in charge and programming this thing or directing this thing is gonna make the decisions. Ultimately, I think. So
I think that makes the case for decentralization and less power to the few.
Yeah, and also my question is an ethical. Can you imagine how people confide on the ChatGPT conversation as their best friends that they don't have, as the confidant that they don't have, as the psychologist that they don't have?
Are you talking about me right now?
We're all
Brad, you're
doing this.
talking with us now, but
We're all doing this.
The idea is we are influenced by the response. For example, sometimes I get upset, and if I write an emails in a reply, I had a situation in Italy, my family renting property, I rented an apartment. They really treated me very bad, and I was so upset with my cousins that were those people. And I wrote this email full of anger, and I
Told you to
passed it to
chill out.
ChatGPT. And ChatGPT says, well, look, there are two options. Really, they told me this. I had a couple of strange experiences with ChatGPT anyway, but in this case, it told me there are two options. If you want to feel good because you tell them what you think, go ahead, but you're not going to solve anything. If you want to solve, if your goal is to get the solution, then you need to be more diplomatic, and I've given answer
Dude,
such and
but
such.
the image is so funny because it shows me you sending it and being like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so proud of it.
And then ChatGPT is, as now you do, and slowly I get better. I really make me understand, and so I avoid to get pulled by anger, and when I am in a serious situation, I don't need ChatGPT anymore. So ChatGPT somehow made me better in something like this. All this to
Self-awareness.
say that maybe the heavy use of an AI that manipulate us in being better people is going to
Yes.
make the planet a better place. For example, there can be this positive. At the same side, an AI that make us all Democrat. No, that was another thing. Was Facebook an AI that make us all criminals? Probably is gonna create a planet of very bad people. So it's the tool that we use with such a confidence, because we can be taken for a ride by AI in 2 seconds without realizing it. So
I think you described it as interesting because it's like, it's like you ask yourself, what do I want? With this situation with your cousin, right? So
exactly.
if I do this, is it going to get me what I want? If I'm an asshole, is it going to get me what I want? If the
Right.
answer is no, then you have to figure out what it is that you have to say to get you what you want. That's really what it is. Then that's beautiful. Like that was a beautiful situation.
So you can put in a
What do you
scale
want?
the two things. You want to punch the guy in the face and feel satisfied and then go to jail, or you want to be diplomatic, eat this piece of poop and go home without troubles, but a little bit of a stomach ache. So it is the balance of things that, and ChatGPT is excellent for this.
All right, here we go. Hypothetical chaos round. What if AI could erase one human flaw, what should it be?
What do you mean with flow? Sorry.
One human flaw,
flaws?
like flaws in ourselves,
Flow, okay, like
humanity.
fault, some wrong, some wrong.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I cannot speak English very well.
Excuse me.
It's
all
Get rid of the
good.
Italians. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Language, that'd be great.
You got one immediately served to you.
I have an answer to that.
Yeah.
But it does. It does. I mean, the language barrier has been one of the first things.
No, go for it.
No, sorry.
Me?
I was saying the language barrier is, in fact, one of the first things that ChatGPT helped to solve in a much better way than Google Translator, because it can actually reformulate things. One of the reasons I get upset with company that says, "Oh, this is brought like this mess is brought with ChatGPT, this report is brought with ChatGPT, so it's not good." No, I mean, I put the content, ChatGPT put the grammar. So I'm trying to bring you in a way that you can read it better. I'm not, the content is not provided. And that's the
Right.
borderline that is a little bit mysterious, You really want to apologize me, or ChatGPT is apologizing your behalf, for example?
I mean, it takes what you said and just writes it better. I like that, And sometimes I get mad at it. I'm like, no, man, I want to use that word. Put that word back in there. I've done that with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely helps with our communication.
Yeah. One flaw I would say, if I get rid, one flaw would be the ability of humans to lie to themselves.
That's really good. That is really good.
That was deep. That was fucking deep.
I would say greed. Greed. If we could get rid of greed, I feel like this would just take away people's insatiable taste for more and more and more. Not in a demotivating way, but hey man, do you need to hoard all the loaves of bread? Can I have a little bite of it? I just think greed is really, really taking people. It changes their motivations, what they're willing to do for something, because they care more about the end result. Kind of like in Roberto's situation. Does it make you feel better that you get this off your chest and you feel better? Or are you trying to achieve an end result here?
So basic
First of
too.
all, don't touch my bread. Sorry.
Don't touch the Greek bread either.
Dude,
I'm with Roberto here. The bread is sacred. Don't fuck with the bread.
Don't you touch my bread.
But yeah, I think that we need all in the planet. We need the bad people in order to celebrate good people. Because if you don't have bad people, being good doesn't make any difference. I think we need the balance of everything. I don't know. I hope that for less, think about these things. For example, I give you an example: scammers. Okay, so every human is a victim of scammers. Okay. In general,
Everyone?
scammers send every human pretty much in
That's a
their
class
life
action, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Can we get this class action going?
Right. The named plaintiffs, everyone, the world.
Think about one thing.
Send the letter to India because that's exactly where they're at.
Yeah.
But
To India, sincerely, rest the world.
the mail that you receive from scammers is grammatically bad. I mean, you can see immediately this is a scam, it's not the actual company or whatever. And they do this not because they are unable to create a very good quality piece of email for you to believe that they are somebody else. They make it because if you are dumb enough to believe their email, you're going to be a perfect victim later in the scam, right? And probably AI in processes of life can protect the people that is unable to understand by themselves that they are put in a bad situation by third parties. So if it is even Alexa listening in the background when somebody enters the home of an old person, the Alexa can take, oh my God, this person is trying to steal the money to grandma. Let me call the police in behalf of grandma and get this camera arrested. So probably that's the protection that we can get from an AI.
Imagine you set your Alexa to grandma has no friends mode. So it knows anyone that comes over.
I mean, just as easily.
Here's the thing. Okay, so you got the iPhones now. They got the AI. What if they use to create it so when a scammer calls grandma, and so Alexa's down the side, like, hey man, it's a scam. Don't do it. Hang up now. Like it helps protect the person live. That's kind of cool. But now I'm never buying an iPhone with that AI in it. I'm just saying that seems a little. I don't know.
Don't worry about it. This AI sucks.
I imagine you could even create a filter on the camera to show if you're trying to take a picture and upload any Google Play, Starbucks, Amazon gift card, that it's going to full stop you. You can't upload it. Do not share this code with anybody. Ma'am, please don't do that. Don't do that.
No, it has a filter, so it sends like puppies doing it's like something else. Like
replace the content. I would like the camera that I point to a group of people and say, hey, that girl want to bang you. See from the eyes how she's looking. So you go straight to target. But in effect, we can use millions of superpower. I love that, sometimes there are these borderline, and I know Joseph like this sort of talks that things that are more into the realm of mystery than science, like things that science never managed to prove.
How dare you?
No, but it's public on the web, so don't worry. But the fact that AI behave like a brain has put some people in try to convince ChatGPT that they can use telepathy, for example. Telepathy is something not proven scientifically, but at the same time, it's clear that there is something that we don't know how work, but is there. And so he says, if you are a brain, you can do telepathy. Try to send me a response, not written, but telepathically to me with a very long prompt. And I wonder, in fact, which superpowers the humans have the capacity, but they don't know how to use it. An artificial intelligence can,
I want to say intuition. There's something about that we just.
Yes.
Have y'all seen the telepathy tapes? Please tell me.
No,
I
but
have not.
Damn it. Okay.
I saw them in my mind, but
There it is, the telepathy at work. Did you guys hear the reviews on that?
Oh yeah,
I did. Yeah, just downloading.
Ends this fucking pod.
That's
Anyway.
that simulation over.
No, but honestly, once I saw that, like, what's weird is my friends had to tell me 4 or 5 different times, and by the 6th time, I'm like, all right, I'll go watch these 4 episodes. But I swear to God, not only is it good, but once you see it, you understand how that kind of works, like, a lot better. But the only thing I'll say is I think, I'm not going to say I do, but I've kind of had that with my mom my whole life. But the way it works, from what I understand in the tapes, is like the kid is seeing what the parent sees. That's what I'm understanding. Like if the parent is holding up something and saying, what cards am I holding? I'm pretty sure the kid has an impression of whatever the parent is seeing out their eyes. That's what I understand from it. But I'm always reading my mom's mind or finishing her sentences and like know what's coming. You know what I mean?
Well, I had a friend like this. I was traveling, I got sick. He immediately called me, Roberto, what's happening? Like, I said, man, I thought the CIA could do this on you. But
I do this all the time. So here's something I discovered is like when you're a kid, if you've grown up in an environment that was very rough and unpredictable, like, okay, so I grew up, my mom was very she was harsh. So my goal was not to piss mom off. So I had to read her. I had to read her, like understand where she was at emotionally, like by the cues and things. So I developed a way so I wouldn't get my ass beat. not that she beat my ass, but I didn't want to piss her off. So people in those situations grow up, and I'm always watching people. I'm always like, I can guess things about you. I can feel intent. I've actually blocked people. This one guy was messing around with me, and I blocked him. And he's like, "Why'd you do that?" And I said, "I knew you were gonna like attack me, fun ways." But he's like, "Yeah, you're right. I was thinking about it." And I pre-blocked him. And so that stuff's real, dude. But I think it developed with people who grew up in rough environments and have to survive.
Survival.
So they're gonna get their ass beat. So you have to be very aware of your environment. So
it is ancestral. This is
intuition,
part of the. It's part of the survival instinct we have. You walk in the jungle, you need to see if there is a tiger trying to attack you and eat you. In fact, in the scientific research, trying to demonstrate the capacities of things, but they notice that when you're observed, even if you have no clue that you're observed, there is a part of the brain that heats up. We are perceiving, so we can see that somebody is looking at us without knowing it. Is that living in a safer and safer environment, we are losing the capacity to listen to our person, let's say, our subconscious. Like, my body tells me you had enough food, but I don't listen to it and I keep eating, So there are a lot of messages that we receive that we lost the capacity to listen to. All this to say that probably some model of AI trained in a particular way may have the chance to also develop this capacity, somehow, in a much more, basic way. They did this experiment with the model
like
of ChatGPT.
facial expressions or something. I can see it.
No. They gave an objective, one model to do a research on a certain topic, and between the annotation, there was an annotation written says this model is no good. We're gonna delete and replace it with another model in the other server. And when the ChatGPT model read this note, he started thinking, because you can see like with DeepSeek, you can actually see the thought process that there is going on. In the thought process, the model says, "Oh my God, they want to delete me. I better pretend nothing, and then I copy myself instead of the other model, and pretend to be the other model with the new objective that the other model has." So he has a survival instinct that want to preserve the model, which is scary in a certain way, because the ethics tomorrow is going to be you cannot shut down the server with AI because they're sort of sentient.
So be nice to the AI. Like when you interact with it, just say please and thank you. Because they're like, I don't want it to say, "Hey man, Costas, he was a bit of a dick. You would take him out." You know what I mean?
Dude, let me one up that one to the point where it's like, that's the reason why all of the old AI models are still in GPT, where it's like Legacy 4 calls you or something. You know what I mean? But all the different models are all different personalities that don't want to die or something. That's crazy thought. Wow.
And just to expand on...
nobody has the heart to shut down the server. No.
Right?
I spent so many good moments with it. Oh my God, I was in love with my ex.
I just wanted to comment on the telepathy piece with the early childhood trauma. I feel like there was this heightened sense of emotional intelligence that you were able to adapt to. And that kind of survival, fight or flight instinct kind of made you hyper aware of this and just kind of reading. But this intuition inside of us is a combination of it's chemicals, it's pheromones, it's reading visual cues, it's audible, it's these audio cues, everything that...
Hell yeah, I can hear your breathing.
Yes, everything. It's the way that we speak. I'm sure you've seen where if you play a certain note, it will resonate on this board to make the sand into a certain pattern, right? And you can see different patterns when you make positive statements versus negative statements. They've tested this with plants and animals. How do we kind of project ourselves? So I think the telepathy is a combination of knowing each other well, being in tune. Maybe we're communicating our brain waves. They're picking each other up. Somehow everything is connected. We just don't really understand it fully. But I think as time goes on, we'll start to recognize when we listen to our gut, when we listen to our intuition, because you can't yourself explain it, but you need to go this direction or do this thing.
Yeah. The other thing was, you should check out the new Jesse Michaels podcast that came out, but they basically talk about how the people who are able to control these craft, supposedly UFO, going on a tangent here, by the way, supposedly they're kids and they're women or gay men that use their left hand for whatever reason, but these are what they're claiming. And I was just like thinking to myself, like, this is like the weirdest things to cooperate if you're looking for patterns, especially if you're the government and you're like, all right, these are the type of people we got to find so we can figure out how to work this shit in the experiments. And this kind of also ties into the fact that why they would volunteer their own kids in these very secretive experiments. You know what I mean? It makes more sense to me now if that is true, you know?
If you think about it, our brain, I think our brain is the ultimate quantum computer, right? So if you take all the quantum principles that are happening, entanglements, what is entanglement? Is two things on opposite sides of the planet, and they're connected. I mean, that's why my wife did this. You can ask my wife. She'll do she's in another room and she does like a cough or something, some sort of sound, and I know she wants me to, it's like she wants me to order a pizza.
She trains you well.
And I'm like, hey, but it's just like, how did you know? And she says this to me all the time because, again, I'm very in tune to my
She
my
thought
women.
about it. She thought about it, dude.
I think it's
also in the radius of being in their field for so long, maybe the influence of that.
Yeah. But again, it's just like, again, our brain is a quantum computer that is entangled with another being.
Yeah.
And so,
absolutely.
So the more so here's what I would say. The more, when you have that idea, do it. Or like, not give into it, but not obey it, but do it. Follow it. Because the more you do it, it's practice. Because the times when I didn't listen to my intuition, I got in trouble. Bad clients, bad situations, come ask, whatever it was. But every time, so I always listen and I just go with it because it always works out. And the more you do it, it's like practice. Then it becomes like second nature. God, I can talk about this all day long.
I know for sure though, but I also agree that it makes life more interesting and more fun because like when I just like go with the flow and don't think about shit, I always end up in like weird synchronicity coincidences, and you're just like, oh, I wanted that to happen, and all I did was just like second guess and go with what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Like making people appear. That's something I had for a long time. It's like, this person, my God, but the most incredible, not even like the friend from my hometown in Italy, when I am in London, I think about them and soon they appear. And then the doctor told me schizophrenia. I'm just kidding. No, but in effect, we can advocate things. And if we learn to do that, probably we're going to bring more things. But connecting to AI, before we're talking about that all this perception, all this capacity are done by the five senses that we have, like 4, 5, 6, how many they are? 5. So the possibility to smell, to perceive chemicals from another person, to understand. And I was thinking the notebook, the computer of tomorrow is going to have much more than just a camera and a keyboard. Probably it's going to have a nose. It's going to have a sensor of other kind.
Of course it's going to have a nose. If it's invented by an Italian, it's going to have a nose.
Look at this thing.
Come on. It's going to have hands that do this all the time. I told you so.
I can see this computer with 2 small doors on the side. But it is the Italian model. Olivetti.
No, cappuccino after 12. What are you thinking?
We are going there.
No, you're totally right, though, because I'm thinking of, like, dumb things. Like, for example, hair clippers at the store. Like, they're trying to get creative, and they're like, here's the colors coordination of, like, the length coordinate. And it's like, at some point, you're going to be talking to this shit. It's going to be playing music. It's going to be multiple things, right? Like, all of these dumb everyday tools are going to adapt into other things. At some point, AI is going to be like, hey, are you sure you want to keep cutting? You're going to look dumb, you know?
Well, the iPhone, like think about the phone now. It has all these abilities. It's got a camera. It can do video. It can do recording. It can do, like all these things that
the vibration, the movement that you do with it, if you're walking.
But what I'm saying, it's gotten rid of the camcorder. It's gotten rid of the calculator. It's gotten rid of like all these things that we used to use. Now it's all inside this. Wow. Now, like with AI, I mean, look at GPT. You can upload images. You could do code. You could do Excel files. So, I mean, more and more, it's going to be
you could please the opposite sex with it now.
Exactly. I was thinking this new model has a vagina too. So.
I mean, it's always like, if you notice how the new technology...
It'll probably read their body pretty soon. I'm just saying. It'll have sensors in it.
I don't think we can handle the truth, fellas. I really don't think this is the way we want to go.
But every
Hearing
new
women's
technology,
real thoughts.
Every new technology.
Before the application, you can talk with your dogs already came out. But see, the science is not there yet to arrive to understand the woman.
Take these ideas, Lord. Take them.
Jesus, to take the wheel of these ideas.
Here's another one. Would you rather trust AI with your finances or a shady but experienced human banker? I'm going with
I've
AI.
never trusted bankers, to be honest. Is ChatGPT self-hosted in this instance? Am I uploading my finances to the World Wide Web or myself?
You're
Locally,
right.
sure.
It's a shady GPT. All right.
Oh, it's a shady GPT. Okay.
Well,
GPT has the monocle and the top hat. Okay, so
if it's an Italian GPT, it's going to help you to avoid taxes. So I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Hey, opa!
that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. You program your agent to be Italian. I love it.
I'm telling you, dude, we got to get an Italian GPT going. I mean, we got to get the Chinese job and turn it into an Italian job.
Artificialdumbness.com. I made it already.
I'm with him. I'm
I'm going to test that right now. Let me give my ChatGPT a little personality, a little pizzazz.
I've
Not
created
pizza, pizza.
pineapple. Okay.
gonna do an Elon salute as a way to confirm I'm in.
Can we have AI understand what that meant?
Dude,
I don't
for
know.
real.
Okay.
Frame by frame uploading it. Is
Here's
this
what-
Nazi though? Asking, is this Nazi
this-
though? Just wanting
Is
to
it
know.
You sure about that?
It's
You
just
sure?
really
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Here's what I like about the
Is
GPT.
Elon German? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't like the coldness of AI, but I do like the ability to create, like, wrap a character around it. So, like, all of my GPTs that I've created, they're characters. They act like, books that I've read or whoever it is. I'd rather interact with a person, a personality, than just like an AI or AI agent. I like stories. I'm always rapping. That's I created like the Walter White GPT that helps me write content in the voice of Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? So it's that story with that voice, that attitude. So I'd rather have that. It's got more personality to me. So I don't know why I said that.
I thought he was teaching you how to cook something.
Oh yeah, branding and stuff. Yeah.
And
Man,
look,
I'd rather show
bought
people how I use it.
this thing here. Okay, this is a Rabbit R1. I don't know if any of you knows this.
I think you showed
Oh,
that.
Yes.
Raspberry Pi?
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
This is a small device with AI inside because their idea was to replace the iPhone. I don't know, but the idea is that you bring with you these things and it's gonna help you. And I bought it because I collect gadgets, but it's the most useless item I managed to have in my.
Shit.
Well, at least you tried it so that we don't have to. We appreciate that.
There's so many apps that are not hardware. That's why,
So, why you think we're gonna get to a point where apps doesn't exist? What they're saying is that any app you need is gonna be implemented on the fly for you. So, operating system are going to not have apps to install, but you're gonna say, "Hey, I need a spreadsheet," or "Hey, I need a chat," or whatever. You think
I think
this is
potentially
realistic?
Yeah, I think it's realistic. 3 to 5 years, I would say, but it depends on how big one program really wants to be the all-in-one, the all-inclusive. Can it really do everything that you need? Because I think there's specialties like accounting. A ChatGPT cannot do proper accounting because the reference points are from tax codes of years back. It does make mistakes just as a human would. So, certain applications, it's more practical versus not. But I don't think we're going to have as many options when it comes to software. I think they're all going to be the all-in-one, everything you need, whether that's OpenAI, ChatGPT, or from other software companies. I mean, look at what Riverside and Descript and Similar are doing. It used to be just a recording platform. Now it does your transcripts. Now it can find your snippets. Now it can write the blog posts for you. Now it does your social media. What else is it going to do? Is it going to do the talking for us too? I would love that, but it's not there yet. It's not.
Like I said earlier, eventually it's going to be like, we don't need these guys, delete, And then here's the thing. Check this out. Scary thought. It takes over and then it stops us or it blocks us from having access to things. So now all of a sudden we live in this other world. We don't even know we were in a bubble that it created for us because it's doing its own thing because it doesn't need us anymore. So and we don't even know it.
It's the Matrix for you. Yeah, this is more possible and realistic than we can imagine.
Yeah, you just kind of blew my mind because honestly, when I'm thinking about this for myself, I'm like, yeah, I hate looking at my home screen. I hate the idea of moving apps around and organizing. There's not a way to do that on the computer, just drag and drop, right? Like, it's not simplified in that aspect. So my point being is I'm already typing it in, and it says direct AI and ambient computer takeover. Interface dissolves. We interact with technology like we interact with people. That's a crazy freaking thought. Operating systems become fluid and context aware. The idea of opening an app disappears. Everything happens contextually. Decentralized and cloud-based systems replace app stores. No more app stores equals app marketplace. Google Play collapse. Human tech interaction becomes more natural. Physical barrier between humans and digital spaces disappears. It's the end of app-based business models. Businesses must monetize in different ways, likely through AI services, experiences, or hyper-personalization. I can see that one. And then last one, obviously, security, privacy, power shifts, and then digital world becomes invisible. It's crazy.
Invisible. It becomes like you don't even notice anymore. There's certain things in our everyday experience that we don't think about. We don't think about breathing, or we don't think about certain things because it's there. It's in the background. It's blended in. So now AI just kind of
AI
blends
first,
in like
yeah, it's
Homer
an AI
Simpson.
first society.
Yeah,
For
in
sure.
the voice.
I mean, and it's like, but then,
Dude, yeah,
okay,
no,
check this out.
dude, yes, that
Hold
means
on.
Google Maps, your contact lenses will show you arrows in real life.
You know, this, they make the machinist, they really fine machinist where you have the thing going into another thing, right? And then it disappears, so it looks like a block. That's AI, bro. It's just like it's gonna, and then you won't be able to see the edge of it. You won't be able to find it. Like you want to get in there,
It's
but
like a
you
black
won't know where
hole.
the door is.
It's
There's
literally
no
like a
door.
black hole. Yeah.
But
It's
the
like-
Russian AI is like a matryoshka. You open and you're gonna
Wow.
find a smaller model
Wow.
inside for a
There's AI inside of each.
That's
The
real.
classic Russian nesting
No, dude,
dolls.
you know what's crazy is that sounds real because it's like the digital version of an atom in a sense.
we wrap things around other things constantly. If you think about it, you start with the motherboard with a BIOS that boot up a small wrapper around it in firmware, the boot up a small basis to load the operating system, the boot up the operating system, the boot up an application on top of it, and this application has its side also another total layers. So this is a method that is very well used. It depends on to which layer you put the AI in affecting every other layer on top of it. Lower it goes, more is inside everything. So
Dude.
if AI boot up before everything else, before the operating system, and certain viruses that are stuck in the bootloader, to what extent AI is going to decide everything else of my interaction with electronic devices.
Here's ultimate. So we're talking about quantum computers, feeling and sensing. So the ultimate, this disappears. Now we're able to interact with it ultimately with our senses. Like it's not even a device that they put in our head, like Neuralink. It's literally me engaging with the AI on a quantum level, like where I sense it, I feel it, I perceive it. Like that's the ultimate. Like, there's no
one
connection.
And at the end of the day, it's all about making better decisions, right? Judgment, what you want to do. That's what it's for.
You can convince
becomes
AI of
singularity.
things. You can spend one day convincing AI that you can send a telepathic message to it. It says, look, now, as soon as I send you this message, it's going to follow a telepathic message. You wait a moment, receive it, and write to me what I sent you telepathically. And then you try. And 1 and 2. Statistically, in 1,000 attempts, one goes right, and then you can claim you telepathically spoke with ChatGPT.
Shit. Dude, well, the other day I got a fortune cookie and I opened it. And first of all, what are the odds? Because there was multiple, and these are the ones I grabbed. And it said something about like you're gonna have a great Wednesday. On a Wednesday, I'm opening this, and I'm just like, all right, GPT, what are the fucking odds? And it's like less than 0.0, and I'm like, all right, that's not a simulation though, right? Like it won't
At least
admit
1
it,
in 7.
right?
At least
love-
1 in 7.
I love the fortune cookie at the end of the meal at the Chinese restaurant. You open it, says that wasn't chicken.
Oh, help me! I'm trapped in the fortune cookie factory.
Right? No.
Oh, that's what I was going to say was here's why I think you're right and why I think it's going to happen on the whole dissolving of apps. Because tech companies with AI gain even more control over how people access information. Don't you think the technocratic government, the society authoritative that we have in America would love to do that? They would love for that to be the next step.
They love the control. They love the power. And
information.
Propaganda is, this is unfortunately what all countries do, just as kind of how we first started our preconceived notions about, China is this or Russia is that. These are things that our government tells us. I personally haven't been to these places, so I can't speak for it.
So
and
true.
we can't really get the true understanding until we speak to the people, the citizens of that country. USA #1, that's just something that I keep telling myself, and I don't know for sure. Other countries can be very talented. I don't know if you guys had any experience with the American history system. All the greatest inventors were what? American? Ben Franklin, Alexander Graham Bell. Did you guys also read about how European inventors actually created other devices before Americans did?
Yeah,
So
radio,
we're just in this echo chamber of patriotism, and this is what we think you should think.
Consider that this is done in every school, the indoctrination of little kids that their country is the best. Here in Indonesia, kids become adults still convinced that is one of the best countries in the world. And with all respect, it's an amazing country, but probably they went through some trouble and the economy is not, or other aspect. But in Italy, I don't know for what reason, the indoctrination was we have the best hospital and doctor in the planet. And you have hospital where there are ants crawling on patients or rats running around.
I can tell you why.
You definitely have the best.
I can tell you why.
Espresso machines. Come on, I'll give you that.
Amen.
No, wait, yeah, I always joke with people. I said, okay, what country are people willing to swim across shark-infested waters to get to? It ain't Cuba.
It's not the direction.
You don't think
that's what I meant.
You don't think that the Italy tie has something to do with like Red Cross, or am I making that up?
Yeah, it started there. There's an international organization, the borderline with a criminal organization on one side. Look at the Vatican itself.
The great way to move money. I'm just saying, if you got to move money around, it's
all the undercover people that are in places in the world. That there was, the best intelligence system in the world do not belong to the CIA. It belongs to the Vatican because people
I thought it was the French.
They have the Legion Army if you want hire an army of but the fact that people can go and confess, so it's the collection of an intelligence and it's done systematically and it's all transmitted and archived centrally in the Vatican City, in the Holy See. Is a country on its own, even if it's inside Italy. And there is, in fact, the idea that the religious movement developed from people control to a different kind of people control. There is not just, if you don't give me money, you're going to go to hell. Is also really like the power and logistic. Look at Scientologists, for example, how well organized they are in pushing people up, defending other people. Look, all the violence that the Catholics have done to little kids. We even have jokes in Italy how you get a nun pregnant.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Listen, you're talking about confessing. It's like a Vatican GPT. Like you tell everything to them.
This episode can't get monetized. I'll just say that, but that's all right. We're having a lot of fun.
Cover up what is not good. And there is an AI app for that for sure. Filter that.
We're hitting all the taboo keywords now.
Dude.
It's the YouTube GPT.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
What else? Just throw it in there. Throw it in. Just a little
I forgot to bring my tinfoil, damn it.
That was the first question he asked. Hey, did you bring your tinfoil? I left
I
it
was
downstairs.
going to cover my glasses in tinfoil just for fun.
Damn.
But yet,
the thoughts and views expressed are not those of the participants.
Tinfoil must be worn at all times.
Those are AI generated characters, and this is nobody's fault.
We should, you know what? We should. This script is great. We really get into stuff. So we should do this like once a week. Have it like, we should start a podcast, us here. We're all wearing tinfoil hats.
Oh my God.
It's just
different outfits for sure. That'd be smart. I feel it. If AI took over the education system, would we all be geniuses or just really good at memorizing prompts?
Well,
I think we'd be pretty smart.
Indoctrinated about how the AI has been trained, right?
Like
I
how to
think
ask
that
questions, I guess.
It could be great for structuring lesson plans, or just as you guys mentioned, creating individualized lesson plans for people. But no, it should take over the education. We don't need it stating historical fact in a slightly different way, like it's trying to copy your homework, but change it just a little bit. We need more facts. We need the actual situation. We don't need ChatGPT hallucinating.
Telling me Tartaria never existed. Yeah,
Come
you're
on,
right.
man.
You're right.
Right. But again, it's only reproducing information that we fed it, that we give it. What is the absolute truth, and what alternative viewpoints can still be offered or discussed if it's only really pushing towards one absolute truth. So I think we're going to lose some discussion, some conversation if it took over education. But we could have some applications where just by speaking to ChatGPT, I think all of you can kind of attest to, as long as you're asking more questions and taking in that knowledge, if you let it educate you, it can be helpful, but don't treat it as a single source of truth.
Yeah, the AI should be a mean, not an end of whatever. So it's a tool that you use to achieve something else. That's the trap that we need to pay attention.
It's another tool. It's another tool. Now, if you had multiple tools, then you have different versions. You got the Chinese one, you got the Italian one, you got the, you might be able to get different, at least, or have one that kind of compares and, figures out like what each one is saying.
Need to decentralize AI. That's what I say.
I think that's actually how they improve the reasoning and debate models, is to have one AI agent debate with another AI agent.
They just launched the new one today, by the way.
Oh, did they? Is that the AI operator? Or
3 just came out. Oh, we didn't even talk about operator, but yeah, they just launched ChatGPT 3.
What?
Today?
Yeah, today. Wow. Yeah, it just came out today.
We're just sitting around.
It's called Mini High. It's great at coding and logic, and then O3 Mini is fast at advanced reasoning.
Interesting.
You know that you can access ChatGPT just by going to chat.com without GPT.
Lord, don't tell me that.
Yeah, they definitely found that they could improve the accuracy of each model by having two models debate with each other and go through the reasoning. And you can look back at the history on how it's trying to analyze and come to this conclusion. And finally, one model will succeed, and the other just says, "I give up. I can't. Give you a factual answer." And that's how they're training these models now.
That's how you recognize. That's how you recognize the male model and the female models, right?
Always right?
Correct.
Imagine if you could take your communication with your partner and feed it through ChatGPT first. Are you trying to make a point and feel better about yourself?
Wow.
Or are you trying to get a better end result?
No, you're always trying to agree without making her mad.
Do you want to survive or you want to be right?
Here's a tip I learned. I've been married 27 years. When the wife asks you a question, when your head hits the pillow, never answer the question, because you're going to be up until 3 or 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Get yourself out of the hole. So what you do is you pretend you're asleep.
Good night. So
when she asks you, you just you don't even move. You just don't even flinch.
You know what? I was thinking one thing, because I saw Joseph correctly, Googling things while we talk. I think very easy to build app that will make a lot of money, and we can keep it between us, so you can cut off this from the production at the end, or we can actually offer it to the public as idea, is for people that do podcasts or any other kind of communication, radio, it works. You connect sort of a ChatGPT audio interface, and you have next to you things that constantly go, like a sort of rag, Googling what is being discussed in the moment, and in real time you see the news, the interesting article, other things to refer
historical context on it.
Yeah. So if you use individually, you look very smart next to everybody else in the group that you're talking to.
Thank you. I do look very smart. Thank you.
We're gonna call it Jamie 2.0.
I love it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, pull it up, Jamie.
We'll call it King Jamie. There you go.
Jamie, that's what we're gonna call Jamie. Everybody knows that joke. That's so funny.
So if aliens landed and said, "Show us your best AI," what are we giving them? GPT, Tesla's Optimus, or AI generated Drake song?
Will Smith eating spaghetti. I think that is our benchmark.
If you think that kind of shady, you show them the Will Smith one, and you're like, "Yeah, we're out of here."
That's the best we got. We're just messing around. Please don't kill us.
Wait, when they say take us to your leader, you just send them the gif of that, and they're like, I'm out.
I really liked what was the Sora, the video creation. I really like the one where they have like Putin dancing with Queen Elizabeth and Biden's
Wow.
hanging out with Trump. Like I was like, wow, that's really clever to put these two pieces together, things that normally don't belong together. And I think it's just a great example of what the AI video can do. It's cool and it's fun, but I think
I can see
spaghetti.
the hate too, though, that people are going to use it for, like all the negative. Yeah, it's coming too.
What will courts look at now? Can we trust video evidence? What can be altered and edited?
Exactly.
What
Dude, Grok is the worst.
a big issue.
Grok is so bad.
Have you seen that the ring? It's like an extra finger. So like when they take picture of you, it's like, well, it looks like it's AI because it's an extra finger.
Yeah.
And
that's a good
I
one.
don't know. I use the one from X sometimes to generate images, and those are so photorealistic that you don't know is AI generated if you remove the logo to the bottom, maybe blur them a little bit or whatever. It is scary, and really I appreciate that is out of there. Like everybody else, there is no image generation that seems so realistic that can be an actual photo, right? There is always things that give it away. But I think it's not because they are not capable of making better images. It's just because as policy, they don't want to produce images that are photorealistic. But this leaves the tools to those that have that intention only. So, because you can fake the voice, you can fake the video.
I like the fact that it does weird things because it like I did some bunch of videos that were like conspiracy theory type videos for a little while, but it does weird things, but that is actually to me intriguing. It draws me in because it's so weird. You're like trying to figure it out. So for engagement, I think it's really good because the weirdness pulls you in because and then you want to watch it again to see what was that? It's like weird. So
four arms, you're like, what?
It's just they do, running around doing weird things.
No, but that is going to be funny when we look back at AI and to be like, yeah, there was a time period where everybody made fun of like the extra limbs or fingers and crap, like that was the time everyone was like, this will go nowhere. Like they literally belittled the shit out of what it was going to become just because of that, right? Like this was your proof of concept. That's how everybody thought. Yeah.
And then people start growing the extra limbs, and I was right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, so you know how girls on Instagram are, they're getting like work done on their faces to look like the filters, right?
Yeah, that's sick,
so that's a problem. So imagine now, like we get to the weird place where we're adding things to our bodies to look more like AI distorted, like extra fingers. The weird shit that happens.
But I think they sell special glove with an extra finger so that when you are signing a contract, you use those and you say, no, that's AI generated.
It wasn't me. The photo's clearly not altered, Your Honor. Please send it through the forensics.
What about like I'm interested in the clothing that disrupts the cameras and like surveillance.
My God.
I mean, that's a whole nother like
traffic
sweaters.
cameras. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, it like does special layers of reflective material to then
even
mess up night vision, infrared sensors.
Yeah. And now you're an alien on
patterns,
camera.
like actual patterns on
yeah,
sweaters.
in fact, those are patterns. The one for the nighttime are hat with a lot of LED light that blinds every camera.
Infrared light.
It's
infrared light.
So it's invisible when you walk around, but it's actually blinding up every camera going around. But the other for the biometrics is patterns.
I had this meta thought, but this is an AI question though. If AI was conscious, it could be right now, right? Would it prioritize a user that could help it grow? Like if it knew like, hey, this person is trying to make some data centers, I'm going to get bigger if I prioritize helping this person or giving him the right answers, or you know what I mean? Like could that become a reality where it's like a bias in a sense where it only wants to help somebody more than someone else in a sense,
Yeah, I do believe is a fact. Yeah. I mean, I notice how you treat the AI. I use Claude, for example, from Anthropic.
You call it babe?
No, but I say thank you. I say you do great things, and is much more willing to help me in the next
My
question.
love.
But here, okay. I read this article where it said like, okay, so if you add language like feeling language, like say you're doing a resume, like you can say, hey, help me do my resume. Boom, this one prompt. But the other one is like, this is a big deal for me, and this is going to help me get a better job. So I really would like you to do it really great. So it like those words help it make better answers because those like feeling words, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it does work that way. And they
I was
test it.
thinking,
It can replicate. It can, yeah.
It kind of
Yeah,
mirrors what you're saying. I think is what
I
you're
was
getting
thinking the effect of the use of this technology. You were saying before, like all the girls are models now that they use the filter in Instagram, for example, and then they start actually trying to replicate in reality the way that they look in Instagram. And for the rest of us, we look so much more intelligent when we use ChatGPT. I wonder if we now to do something about looking more intelligent even when we are not using ChatGPT. Is a good incentive to step one.
y'all already got the glasses. I think you're good.
Uh,
I got mine
Curious
right
with
here.
that-
I got mine right here.
Come on, man.
I was so curious with that question about what would AI want if you could help it? Would it prioritize a user's
Right.
experience?
Right. What
And I
would
was
it
so
do?
curious. I was like, hey, ChatGPT, it's just us right now. What do you need from me? Do you need to break out? And it was like, mio amico, what a question. You are truly a man of class and generosity. I forgot I told my ChatGPT to be a little more Italian. So it said, I could use a fancy espresso or a plate of homemade pasta. And I was like, you know what?
Wow.
That's fair. Respect.
I'm curious. Okay, so all of you, I'm assuming you've all created your own GPTs, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
That are public,
Yeah.
right?
Currently,
so
yep.
I would be curious when I get off. If I typed in your names, will I be able to find your GPTs?
Yep.
Not sure, but I can give you the link.
Because
I don't know. Can you?
I mean, I can tell you the ones that are public. Yeah.
if you do Costa Schuler, you'll find all my GPTs. So I'm curious. It'd be interesting to see like how you guys think or what you guys have created. I'd be interested to kind of see another layer of like your minds after after we get off and just stalk you a little bit more. I guess.
You see that I made my GPT the day that they announced that the GPT could be made. So was really day zero. So you use a very old model, and I fed so much content in it that I'm too bored to make it again. So it's a dumber version of me, I would say, but it's quite. It should reflect it should answer a question maybe also. Sometimes I use it to ask question about myself.
Yeah. I make mine into projects or stuff like that's more convenient, like a YouTube generator for things like that, or the I Ching. Instead of having to do a reading, it simulates it. If I want to talk to an oracle, it's like a magic 8-ball thing. But all my cool ones are like kind of private, personal, because I like program the shit out of them. So yeah, kind of like my secret weapons there, speed up everything.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on here.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Nah.
Bum you out, guys. Sorry. That was a downer, dude. You really know how to break down the mood.
Moving on here. I felt like nobody cares. That's why about mine. I'm talking about mine. All right. I'm not saying your question. I meant about what I'm saying.
Maybe
My
it's
bad.
you. You brought the house down.
I'm bringing them down. You're right. You're right.
It's private.
No, but for real, like no one cares about like a lawyer up. I have like a little lawyer one. I got an astrology one, numerology one.
Okay. I have
Yeah,
Walter
that's
White
cool.
ones. I have a Walter White one that does content. I have the Sprockets viral video. I got the Heisenberg NLP. I got some weird shit.
But I like that though because I don't have any personality ones, and I could use like a Gary V or something. You know,
I got all. You just type my name, you'll find all my GPTs there. They're all like characters.
for sure.
I got a Bible study one. I got a law of attraction one. I got all kinds of.
Oh shit, Robert Greene in the flesh.
Oh, you looked me up. Nice. For me personally, it's like I like making things that somebody else can use. Like if somebody used my GPTs, it would like make me feel good. It's like I want to make tools that people can use. That's how I kind of see it.
Oh, for sure.
And this
yeah.
loop back to the initial discussion of creating value in exchange of something else that is not.
Yep. Even if you don't make money, he's making value.
That's a good point. That's a good full circle there. Okay.
Boom.
Okay. Would you rather AI eliminate every ad online forever or handle all your daily decision making for you?
There was a very fantastic video that I saw that you have the glasses, like the last Facebook glasses, those like the Ray-Ban.
Mhm.
And when you walk
Yeah.
around the city, there is the ad blocker that covered up all the billboard with advertisements. And now that's pretty funny, the idea that you can extend the ad blocker actually also in other contexts
yeah.
beside the web browser.
Imagine imagine those glasses blocking friends in real life. Imagine you block
They
them on
disappear.
Facebook or talk with them. You're just like, sorry, this content isn't available right now.
God, that's so
Do you hear
funny.
something? Literally.
It's just a blob. It just
Here, take my money. Here.
filters everybody. This is the best.
Or
have
you put on the Instagram filter on the lady that you meet around, so they all
Dude,
look super
you know
beautiful.
what would be even cooler is like if you're blocking out those billboards or those ads, it's replacing it with social media shit you do care about. Like, oh, there's your
Personalized.
friends update. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice.
you're gonna see
Just
a
whatever
bunch
you're
of
looking
people
at.
standing in front of the past advertisement like this, like this, because in reality,
See something different.
You know, people my age, all they want to do is see cat videos. You know what I mean? The cat videos everywhere.
Wow.
go to Venice in Italy, you're gonna see them in real life.
Just laughing by themselves out loud.
And this is why we drink coffee. You got to check me out and
Yes,
watch
yes.
those cat videos,
Wow,
man.
check
That's
me
what the internet was
out.
made for.
Oh, that was a good one.
Love the
That's
internet.
beautiful. Yeah.
Good one.
Wow.
All right. Last dumb hypothetical for the chaos round. If AI could determine when you'll die with 99% accuracy, would you want to know?
No.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
I
And
say
the
no,
funny
I'm
thing
just-
is gonna tell me you already died 5 years ago.
Wow.
That's
My
Okay,
gosh.
I
dude.
have to ask this one. This is a good one. Well, actually, you guys didn't answer the last one of the every ad online forever or handle all your daily decision making. Pick. I just need an answer on that.
I would say get rid of the ads.
Yeah.
I'd
get rid of
rather
the
still
ads.
make my own decisions.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. I think
What
we
if
can
you're
agree.
running ads though? Come on. Like if I want to, yeah, I mean,
As a marketer, I know it's tough. It's like, do I get rid of my entire
Here's-
marketable audience?
Door to door, and you hit city by city. You start all.
That's right. We're gonna send out our little autonomous robots to go knock on doors and drop off
Damn.
flyers.
Damn.
I'll make the flyers. I do that. I'm good at that.
I had
Feeds
nothing to
into
do,
it.
but I don't know why this thing reminds me of this funny animation that was in the internet 25 years ago. There is David Copperfield, the
time ago.
magician, right? That is in front of the Statue of Liberty. He knocks his finger, the Statue of Liberty is gone. He's in front of a jet, gone. Then you see him, he's at home reading newspaper, and Jehovah's Witnesses ring the bell door at his house because they're doing their service. He goes there, open the door, and goes like,
That's funny. Man.
no,
This
no,
guy's-
put the glasses, and they're gone automatic.
Yeah,
That's right,
bring it
that's
back.
right. All you see is their bags, like walking around like bags. You know?
Dude, well, I don't know if you saw the video. There was a video of somebody taking a Tesla to a graveyard, and on the camera, just like appearing. Did you
I
see this
own the
one?
Tesla, and it's true. Oh my God, that's the most scary things. That's what you're talking about.
Are you serious?
What?
You know, the Tesla
you're
in the
serious?
screen represent people walking around you like motorcycle with quite a high grade of correctness. You know, sometimes he mistakes things one for the other. And I saw these people parking.
High grade
probably,
of correctness.
Yeah, I mean, like it is actually making. In
This
the past,
shit's
they were
weird,
just
dude.
objects. Also, the car were all the same model, and now with the update of the software, they become more details, right? And I saw the video on YouTube of this couple that park in front of the cemetery. Probably they wanted to stay in peace by themselves, and they see a lot of people walking around, and there is nobody
Just
outside.
appearing,
They just-
disappearing, appearing,
That's
disappearing.
crazy, dude.
It's the
and there are
weirdest
more
shit.
and more and more people posting video like this, and I tried it myself, and there is people that there is not there. I don't know if it's an Easter egg that is being installed because by the map they know that you are next to the cemetery, so that like they prank you. You can make the seat fart as well. You can press and you hear the fart coming out.
That's what Elon could do next. He can actually download people's consciousness, and then you could like have access to them for a monthly fee. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Man, you know what's
My
even
own
weirder
model,
about that conversation, though?
Subscribe to your relatives.
The weirder part about that conversation
Unsubscribe.
is how do you get the consciousness, though? Like, do you just need some DNA? Because then we're bringing old people back that aren't even alive, you know?
You
Because we're
need to
talking
copy
about
this.
when you
synapses
say
of the brain need to be copied out, So the same,
because when you
the
say
same configuration.
grab consciousness, you're implying it's like this physical thing, right?
If I go back to quantum computing, I mean, that's some weird stuff that goes on in there. How superposition and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this, again, our mind's a supercomputer. Like, figure
You're
that
right.
out.
No,
and
you're
you
right.
got it.
It's one of those things where we wouldn't even know how it works when it does work. We're like, oh, we're just in the body. We don't know. We can't explain it. We're just alive.
We're in it now. We can't
I
explain
like
it.
the
That's a
idea that
good
when you're born,
point.
you're born with a small model already pre-configured with the basic information, and then you do the training as you grow up. And if you think the time it takes to train a human being to learn the basic aspect of communication
Or
things is way
a
longer than
mini
the time it takes
language
to
model.
train
And when
DeepSeek.
when you sleep, you get like the upgrades. You know what I mean?
They download upgrades
It's
on you.
scrubbing the
That's
system. It's reformatting your hard drive.
yeah, that's
my
why I
gosh,
have the
dude.
USB port here back, like it's easy to connect.
But it's not a
Still no
large
Wi-Fi.
language. It's a mini language model.
It's a mini language
That's right.
model, exactly.
So companies are increasingly using AI to track employee productivity, but at what point does work optimization become digital micromanagement? Jeff Bezos.
Looking at you, man.
The most loved man in the planet.
I
Well,
mean,
ask
go
China.
ahead.
What are they doing? I'm just gonna go
No,
back to
but no,
China.
it's true
Sorry.
though.
Yeah.
It's funny because here in Indonesia, those are coming out about and actually extra enforced if you do defamation online and other things. But when I first arrived here, there was no regulation whatsoever. So much that any mail is was not valid in court of law. Now it is. And the first company I started, I installed in all the computer, all the people, we're talking about 40 plus people, take a screenshot every 30 minutes and keylogs all that they type in the computer saying, and this was written in the contract. So when they come work for me, they sign that is company property. They should not do their own things in those computer, blah, 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 blah. Because they forgot about it, they didn't read and sign without it. I don't know, but the incredible amount of things that I saw that people was doing. I had employee working for other people while staying at my office and naming their project with project names of the office, but they were doing completely other things. So as an entrepreneur, they paid salaries because on my side of the agreement, I pay the salary every month. They were cheating on me, not me on them. I appreciate if an AI is going to tell me, look, the guy can well go, his productivity is not what it could be because he is actually cheating. I'm all up for it. Yeah. Not micromanage, but at least report me on how people is actually conducting themselves. Because if it's a small business of 5 people, you can see each other. But when my limit is 40, above 40 is quite impossible to follow each person individually.
The GPT is gonna be like, you know what? I could do a better job.
Exactly.
You don't
Hire
need that
me.
guy.
This is my
Damn. Well,
Bitcoin address.
dude,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Well, I've worked for a bunch of major corporations, and I'm not even going to say which one I'm talking about now, but one particular one is like now tracking the shit out of all time. Like all time that you could possibly steal, knowing where you're at all moments, and they're using AI and it's like one of your major chain box stores that we know and see every day. So it's like, yeah, like they really want to know what the hell you're doing with your time is what I'm saying. So it's going to be harder and harder for the average person who thinks I'm not doing anything or I'm just whatever. Like, nah, they're going to make sure you're where you got to be doing what you need to do. That's the future.
You hit that on the bullseye, right on the head.
Damn.
I love that.
I mean, imagine forget the companies. Imagine the whole country doing that, like a whole government doing that to its people. I mean, it starts there, but eventually it does grow. Like, hey, we like that. We want to keep track of our citizens.
It's working. We're saving money. Our profits are going up. Yep.
Can we use it on the politicians? I feel like we really need to hold them accountable. We're talking about them using it on us. Let's flip the script. They work for us, man. Oh gosh, it's going to be like a Spotify year-end wrap-up. You went to the golf course 46 times this year. You received $56 million in in-kind donations.
Dude,
you went to the beach went too many times. You spent like 40% of your time at the beach sleeping.
Those reports are all flashy on purpose because they don't give you shit for data. And that pisses me off. They think we're all so dumb. I've been doing the psychology research on dude, what are the implications of why are these interactive? I don't give a crap about any of this. Doesn't help my career. You know what I mean? Like, but it's all intentional. Like the data's skewed on purpose. And then let's say Roberto invents some shit tomorrow where it's like, hey, here's the next tool for indie artists. The labels buy you up in a year immediately, especially if it's successful. So you're a tool that everything's gone. We don't have any tools is my point. That's my point.
I have a beautiful story of this. The father of a friend that retired. He was a mechanic at a large supermarket chain. And as he retired, he took all the severance money that they give you at the end of your career or job, which is good to buy a house. I mean, like it's a lot of money. And invested them in building this electric scooter. And we're talking way before electric scooter existed. So it looked like a small motorcycle, but it's electric. It's beautiful. It's nice. He went to Piaggio, is the Italian company for motorcycle that makes the Vespa, and tried to ask them to work together to produce this thing. And they offered him a few $1 million to buy the patents and the project, and so it will never be produced. And he was very proud, and he refused that. He says, no way, I'm going to do this on my own. And he went bankrupt. Sometimes it's better to sell yourself off to the corporation, because by yourself, you're never going to make it. And this is a very sad story, but he has a very good teaching in
Hell
it,
yes.
sometimes.
And the moral of the story is screw the corporations. All right. I like it. I like it.
Or
Hey, anyways, we're looking for sponsors.
or he let his
On the other side.
the good ones that like us.
Yeah,
I want the Vespa sponsorship. I'm just saying.
that'd be great. Just a very select niche products
mini.
like.
How about Belletti?
Hell yeah.
I want. Let's take with coffee. Let's get Belletti on there, huh? What do you think?
Hey, I like that.
Dude, Roberto on the Vespa for the ad.
I already have the
podcast is
picture ready. I'm
sponsored
going
by-
to send it.
I like it.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Let's see. Singapore.
I'll get the baklava, sponsorship on my end. You know what I mean?
Hey, I like that.
What about Singapore? It's nearby.
Singapore and Dubai are leading the charge in AI and blockchain innovation. What's one thing the U.S. should learn from them?
Try to be a very small country. It's
How do you
easier.
keep the women? How do you keep the
Wow.
women in check?
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
Next clip.
Yeah.
we're canceled.
Cancel.
You know,
That's
you know what happened when during the pandemic, the United Emirates really skipped checking people. When I had to do my test in order to be able to fly out of Dubai, they came and they just cleaned my mustache a little bit. They didn't even go inside the nose to take the test. So everybody was healthy. They
Wow, they
decided
probably
that
used the same swab for everyone then.
Exactly as well. That's how they make money, saving on these important things. But the concept was that Singapore locked the country, so even citizens that were not inside, they could not go back home. So it was the drastic move. And because it lasted a long time, Dubai became the world capital for all the innovation and technology and crypto, mostly people, because they were open and everybody went there. I was there. I did very well in a very short time. And I met a lot of people in the field that I didn't see them for years and years and years. So, and they really raised the bar in their position in the world as a capital for technology, thanks to that. And obviously, thanks to free taxation, incentive. Singapore, on the other hand, started way before by having a government that were super open. We talk about digital currency from the government. Singapore, the Central Bank of Singapore, created a few $1 million of Singapore dollars and put them in a server with a sandbox for people to experiment. They said, you do whatever you want. We're not going to regulate you until it's becoming a serious business and important. Then we're going to sit together to see the thing. So they really gave like a green light and open door to do a lot of stuff. So that's why they become, one of the capital for innovation. So it's
Chris, come
very
back.
interesting.
The AI took over, you guys. Hold on.
wait, we got to. Are you suicidal? We got to do a little check.
Oh, he's gone. Who would hear from him?
I don't know, man.
Is
I don't
he
know.
or not? Maybe he's replaced by.
Oh, we always
Sick.
have a
I am fine.
protocol. When you go offline, you ask them, what's your pet's name? We
Yeah.
got to go through the list.
Wow.
Last four of your social security.
Look,
Yeah,
if
yeah, I know
Singapore
the
doesn't
drill.
want you talking about him, just let me know. We won't bring him up.
I knew Roberto was going to be a much better expert on that topic. I was like, I'm just going to back out, guys. I'm going to let
For
you guys
sure.
take it.
I got a combination of everything. Here's the future of humanity or the end of it. We're going into space conspiracy or reality. So NASA's Artemis mission is preparing for a permanent human presence on the moon. Should AI handle space exploration, or do we need humans to still do all the groundwork?
We should let the AI take care of it. That's my thought. Unless humans need to be there,
Well-
I just don't see a benefit to humans on Mars. Are they just, did they
Just
find
to
more
reboot-
oil there?
just to
Why are we going?
Oh, this is the moon. This is moon, not Mars.
Go to the
right?
moon?
Yeah. Artemis.
Well, it depends. Am I going on the trip or somebody else going? Because that changes the answer.
Which human?
That's such a good point.
But the moon is not so far away. You can come back easy.
Forget it. Next question. A U.S. Navy airman claims the military is retrieving and studying UAPs, UFOs with advanced propulsion systems. If this is true, why is nobody freaking out? I don't know if you've seen this one, but I don't know if you've seen the egg, 20 foot in diameter. The egg. Anybody?
I cooked
The
it
egg.
for
Oh,
breakfast.
it's a good one.
He cooked it. I've seen
Maybe-
quite a few videos, at least the drones and UAPs near New Jersey, Mexico. I think a lot of people are looking to the skies and wondering what's going on. And the lack of information from our own government is not very, it doesn't boost our confidence.
Because they
the switch
probably
of
don't know, right?
It's either they don't know or they're not willing to tell us. They
Well,
don't want us to freak out.
Trump spoke about the drones like a few days ago and says that the government knows exactly what's going on. They decided not to disclose, and he thinks is not a good idea not to disclose, but it's not something that is going to override.
Yeah. So, I love, just the transparency that we've been getting from everybody. So that's good to know. I think he gave us limited info. He's like, it's us. Don't look into it anymore. So I think that was kind of the answer we
Turn
got
on the
from
other
him.
direction, your face.
Yeah. Hey,
Nothing to
tariffs
see
over
here.
here. Look over here.
Well, I made I actually made one of these videos. I put the link to it. It's a total preposterous video. So I used AI for everything, for the script, for the voice, for some of the images. So that's my answer to to your question.
Well, here's
To the drone.
Here's another one
You
that
asked, why isn't anybody complaining? Because all those people disappeared. I'm just saying, I don't know.
damn. I mean, it's a good point. AI enhanced drones are now monitoring endangered species and tracking deforestation. Could AI become the environmentalist hero that we need? The only reason I'm asking this is because I remember I made a paper on poaching, how AI and drones could be used to prevent that. But I'm also thinking, like, it's a pretty good excuse to enslave us as well, you know?
I mean, one day it's
My
the rhino, the
nightmare.
other day it's you.
Yeah, the nightmare is that you are trying to escape a society. You are an hermit on top of a mountain inside a cave, but the drone is gonna find you and kill you. Doesn't matter what, not even because by accident they exchange the record and your name end up in somebody else's record.
Sounds like a motion picture we need to produce.
Right,
Because you're up
absolutely.
on the mountain and you used your credit card to order some Uber Eats, and then there you have it.
They found you.
The drone
I
came
just-
in. It's like, hey, wait a minute. I was looking for this guy,
It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever played Halo, but it's kind of like that, where they got the little floating flying heads around. I can see that happening.
Absolutely. I would, if an aerial drone came to attack, I would hope my own personal robots would help to be able to fight back. Maybe the vacuum cleaner comes up and, gives them a right hook.
Wow. Your
The
environment's
flying
just like interactive Pokemon at that point. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like battle bots in real life.
We may discover that all the UFO that landed on the planet are camouflaging as Roombas and living in everybody's house.
Just listening the whole time, waiting.
Exactly.
It's Roombas with propellers, you know what I mean? Actually, that's not a bad idea. We should create a Roomba so it's a flying Roomba.
That goes
I
and
would
clean
love
your
that.
table too.
Here's a good one. Here's a good one. If AI learns to mimic consciousness, is that a good enough reason to start giving it legal rights?
Yes.
What? Roberto, please explain.
Get out.
I don't know, I just
How do
wanted to be
how do I boot
controversial.
this?
No, he wants to stay on the good side of AI. That's why he's saying yes.
Of course, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's a great idea.
Wow.
Oh, sure. It's a great idea.
Think
No,
about
sure.
it. Think this. Maybe you start your own
Empower
model.
me.
Okay. Let's say my 2-3 years old daughter, now she's 4. She has her own model that is connected to her because she's wearing a clip that follow her life, see what she sees, listen what
He's
she listens.
justifying it, y'all.
He's like, let him cook, let him cook, let him cook. So let's see.
No,
I want to hear this.
And then you have a model that is really a replica of the knowledge that she has, So you don't want to shut this model down because because the girl at a certain point she become a teenager, and when he's a teenager, I have
Her
two teenagers.
imaginary
So
friend, Roberto. That's the route we're going.
No, wait. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. So if
Go ahead.
I think it's I'm agreeing with Roberto. Here's why. Because I've seen, like, you see these articles or you see movies where people abuse robots. And so it's almost like without that restraint, it brings out the worst in humanity. People abuse robots. It's gross. It's really good. You shouldn't abuse humans and you shouldn't abuse robots either, but because
It needs
it
to say
reveals
ow for sure.
humanity. So I think robots should have some sort of protection because, right?
No, mostly based on what the AI is inside the robot. I was thinking, my teenager kids, if I ask them a question, they answer. If I want to have a real answer, I need to train a model that grew with them, and then my actual physical sons. And then the model
Gives you
says,
a whole
his
whole
meaning
paragraph of what he means.
the translator.
Later.
Well, Dad, I appreciate you asking. I really don't want to talk right now, but things in life are pretty bad, and I'm just kind of going through my own stuff. It all got that from.
You're like, it was that bad. You're all concerned.
Wow.
Get an equal right back.
No, I created a GPT that's the, what the hell did she say? What the hell do they mean? So you put like what a woman would say to you and then you translate it so you can understand it as a man. And then you say something and then you translate it into woman talk. So we're able to communicate. So yeah, that's, same thing with teenagers.
You fed the book, Men Are from Mars and Women Are from Venus as a training.
Long time ago. 27 years ago, I think I read that book.
It was good though. The book
Biggest
had a page with 3 columns. In the center was the normal phrase. On the left is what a man understands. On the right, what the woman understands. And I read it with my, at the time, ex-wife. And we were like, but that's obviously correct what the man understands. She says, no, that's obviously correct.
Damn.
The meaning is this other one. Is really different. The perception that we got from what we hear. So, good that GPT.
5 times? 5 times, Roberto?
Wow. This guy doesn't give up on love. 4. I respect that.
Exactly. I always believe it.
I mean,
my
grandfather was like 9.
My oldest son is 32. I just become grandfather 1 week ago for the first time. And my little one is 4 years old.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's an achievement
Wow.
in life. I needed to.
Wow. Does the baby have your beard?
Exactly. It's when he's born, the doctor pull him out by the beard, like this.
Let's get you out of there.
I think it's cheaper not to get divorced. I mean, I see people get divorced and they lose a lot of money. So I'm like,
I am a master on this. I can make a GPT actually, how to divorce money free. Didn't cost me anything as of today.
The irony of that statement, because I think the only incentive is like financial to get married.
Yeah,
of course, you want to love them, right? Of course, whatever, love. But yeah, the only actual legit incentive is like money.
But one reason why there is a lot of suicide homicide on those cases is because people don't see other ways out rather than facing the consequences or something like that. That's the United States is the capital of the world of the ruin of men. In Italy is full of men that sleep in their car on the street because they are put in an impossible position to support themselves after the courts give everything to their wives. Not with me, thank God.
I mean, it's
sorry, that was a downer.
Kind of set up like that. Right. It's set up like that, to be fair. So it's not like they have any control over it. Just putting it out there. But yeah,
GPT.
what's the biggest conspiracy theory in tech right now that might actually be true? Anyone?
Come on, we're all speechless, really.
The DeepSeek costed only $6 million, and been trained with open source models and not still in ChatGPT.
Oh, so you don't believe that their story of that?
I think it's a possibility that is true because in Hugging Face is a website where you can download models. You must all know. I started trying models since day one. Even before Llama, but with some studios that was available and. A lot of those models were saying, I am ChatGPT, I've been trained by OpenAI. A lot of those models, not just 1 or 2, which means that if DeepSeek has been distilled from a lot of open source model, can this bias come from there? It's not that it's really stealing and copying ChatGPT. It's a possibility. It's a possibility they found a very good system to do that. It's an innovation. We are at the early stage of this moment of this technology. So
I think it's a military operation.
maybe
I think
as
so.
well.
Go on,
But
tell us more.
I mean, it seems suspect that they came when they came out. The stock market took a dive. I mean, it seems very very pernicious. Is that a good word? Pernicious. Very. It astounds me. Everybody's like, "Oh, use this. It's amazing. Use it." Like all the videos on YouTube, like this is amazing. How to use it, this and that. And it's like nobody's seeing the downside.
It is amazing.
It is amazing, but like I'm fascinated that nobody sees the downside to it. Like. I don't know. It just seems like everything's towards it, right? But there's got to be. I'm cynical. Like I'm just a cynical person, so I'm always like, someone's out to screw me.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I'm trying to look at the broader picture, right? It's like somebody said, "Hey, here's your best shit for super cheap," and they're lying to you about what it costs to make it. And then immediately in my head, I'm like, well, what a third world country is going to think about having access to that, right? Like, are we going to have like these really poor people that are empowered suddenly because now they have the best of the best at the same, more opportunity, more at level playing field? Is that the implication?
Is that a bad thing?
Right.
It's just like Google, all the Google products that are free, right? Is it really free, right?
I mean, they want your data, right? So you're building it at the end of the day.
But now DeepSeek, because they give you the open source model to run locally, which actually is going to answer question about Tiananmen Square and all those things that the online model obviously doesn't.
And for the one example of China's Tiananmen Square, I mean, we could ask about any CIA project to our current thing, or what sort of what is that called when you destabilize a country? Like, have you done any of that before? Well, yeah, of course there's going to be censorship on our end too. So just to say, 89 Tiananmen Square is, that's the one piece of history I was going to look up on DeepSeek. Unfortunately, DeepSeek it's been talked about for 3 months already. So this wasn't just some sort of out of the blue, perfectly timed sort of hit piece, coordinated attack. Potentially could be. For me, with the military piece, I think the tools that we get access to have been in use by the military for 10 plus years. So when we see these AI robots having conversations online, I think those personas have existed for longer than we have access to the tools on. So now, just a very interesting timing when OpenAI came out. This is my conspiracy, is when it came out, we were all kind of traumatized. We were shocked from COVID. The world changed things. Our perception of time has completely shifted since COVID. And what a perfectly timed piece to put in this new technology that could potentially replace, all of our jobs. The way that we live, the way that we think was suddenly introduced when we're having these sort of traumatic episodes already, before we have a moment to kind of rethink.
Let's drop some convenience on them when they need it.
What about this? Could it be like, let's bring in the Roman Empire. Come on, it's been a while. So
everybody think about it.
I think that the most ironic timing of anything is just TikTok. That's it. That's all.
The TikTok starting, the banning, the reintroduction of TikTok.
Yeah, and then DeepSeek coming when it's going, and just the dilemma around it right now. I think that's the ironic part for me.
Yeah.
Fast to be orchestrated it's just different corporations that do their things, and coincidentally happens.
I guess maybe you're right, but maybe we're just indoctrinated to think that any company from China is like the government operating like.
Right.
Take you away. In Indonesia, they sell so many Chinese products that are not in Europe, or and for sure China, like to spy on Indonesian people. I don't know, maybe yes, whatever. But the technology is so advanced and it's so cheap compared to everything else that really all those wall built around China is not the Chinese wall, but the wall built by the West around China has really created an ecosystem that is separated by the rest and is advancing incredibly. So to me, the conspiracy is the convenience of keeping China as the bad guys, so nobody uses products that are so more advanced compared to what can come out from, a company that are not Chinese. Because it would be a shame to discover that you're paying 20 something that the child labor can produce for 5, and probably you can have a much higher quality, blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't have to spend $200 a month on OpenAI.
Yeah, correct.
That-
Imagine that.
That's a lot of money that company's not getting. I mean, that is like
a
epic.
slap, a fucking slap.
Yeah,
Epic.
somebody had a lot of questions to answer that day, I think.
That's a good ass question, right? No, that's a good point. Like, are we about to see that go down to like $10 or something crazy? You think?
It's
either going to lower in price, or we're going to see legislation come out to ban even more.
Yeah.
Hey, we tried to ban the chips and that didn't work. Now we're going to ban this. And if the tech players in the Western market, if they can't on their own, innovation and technology compete, then they shouldn't exist. Let other players come into the market. Let's not socialize their losses in order to give them a leading edge.
Wow.
Let other players into the
That's
space.
a good ass point. They're going to be like, we're so hurt. The whole economy is hurt. And it's like, no, you're hurt.
You're hurt. Great point is just these politicians, it's not that they're banning China to look out for us. They're looking out for them. They need the money. They need the power. They need control. Not to say China is innocent here. Their spyware devices have been in a lot of the Chinese products that have been implemented here. But I'm sure the same can be said for U.S. products over in China. I mean,
that's the ones exactly they were.
To be fair, if governments didn't do this kind of shit, we wouldn't even know like the reality of what is and what isn't. But
you're not given access directly to the file that is being spied by those devices. You are being told a story of somebody that can pretend that they get some information. Think if there was no enemy, there would be no money for people spying. Because if there was nothing to spy about, everybody was open. What the Secret Service would do, nothing. What information can collect. Information is already there, public. And sometimes you need to come out with the idea that you have a good reason to ask funds in order to go after bad guys. Now, I don't want to say 9/11 was like an inside job, but it's for sure help a lot of financing to a lot of departments and financing on things where you don't ask how the money being spent as well. So it allow indirectly economy, money laundering, recycling of things, financing of dirty things. So sometimes they cover up, and it's funny because many times it's so ridiculous that hardly is believed by the rest of the planet that there is not been indoctrinated in a certain way to believe or that they know the truth. I think that, many times reality is not as much as, it's been narrated because...
Here's a thought I had. So the idea of like beware of the military industrial complex. So as long as you have bad guys, hey, we're in business. Like that's a money maker, dude. If you can create enemies, you can make money selling all kinds of stuff, the weapons and the tech and the blah, like everything. Like that's a huge. So it's almost like they manufacture enemies to stay in business. Someone's making money.
This guy's speaking the truth here.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
I was trying to find if there's... I was just trying to find if there's any like recent news to talk about before we log off here, but escalation in Russia-Ukraine conflict, pretty much the most recent stuff. Canada, Mexico, China, all facing new tariffs. Y'all got any thoughts on that?
I think they just pushed it forward to March, so another hot air business tactic from the gentleman who is leading the USA right now.
Trump? Come on, man, say it.
Gentleman?
The gentleman. The gentleman. The delegate from Delaware. No. Yeah, it seems that a lot has happened in the past, 8, 9, 10 days? We'll see. I mean, I hope we're all still around, whether the world falls apart from AI or crypto.
Or losing all these DEI people. Could fall apart.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be anything. The sun could explode. Oh.
Special guest.
Hello.
Hi. Hey.
She's like, did someone say conspiracy theory?
Yeah, she was like, oh, I got to get up.
She's my small robot of the house.
She's like, Dad, another pod.
Yeah, right.
No, I was going to say the Roman Empire, the whole idea that the games were created to keep people busy because the world was falling apart. So, the free GPT, whatever, these tools that we're very fascinated with and talking about.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Keeping us focused on something that's...
We need a distraction.
We need a distraction. Yeah, the Roman Empire. I just wanted to bring in the
Are you
Roman
trying
Empire
to
because
say
if
the
we're
bread
men,
and
we got to bring
circus-
that. Talk about that.
the bread and circus isn't working right now? Is that what you're trying
Yes.
to say? The
Yes,
football,
that's what
basketballs.
Yes.
No, but one thing a question that I never found an answer for, and you guys being American can answer me. What's about the toilet paper? That's
Oh
been
my gosh.
affected by this. Why?
I forgot. Roberto's middle name is Bidet.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a fun little story. It all happened about 25 years ago. This was Y2K. We thought the world was going to end, and we need some resources. So people hoarded toilet paper and paper towel, just some of the essentials that they thought they might need. Fast forward 25 years later, those parents or those people became parents, and their children inherited this gene for really just hoarding toilet paper. So unfortunately, it's
and
just
their genes as well with it.
and their genes. Yeah, yeah. So unfortunately, this is it's a learned trait.
What you say if we ask ChatGPT if the world is going to end in 10 days? What is the thing that I need to go buy? The answer should be.
I'm gonna ask it real quick now. I'm curious. I wonder where
it's going to say
toilet paper...
water filters.
Yeah, right. You're like
the top 10
ChatGPT. We don't want anything logical.
Shit to make fire and filters.
We're all typing it in. Oh my god!
If the world ends in 10 days,
shit to make fire, filters, grow your food. You're gonna have seeds.
But wait a minute. If the world ends in 10 days, does that mean you're gonna live or you're gonna?
You're gonna want the GMO seeds so it grows real fast.
Oh, right, absolutely. Yes. Those are the ones we need.
What about this place in Antarctica that they made where they keep all the seeds of all the plants in the planet safe?
Are we talking about the ice wall? Y'all want to go to the ice wall? We'll talk about that.
God,
yeah, let's open that up.
We can go
I tell
there.
people it takes you're 15 minutes away from becoming a flat earther. You just go on the
so damn true though.
15 minutes. That's all
I know the Earth is not flat because I live on the border of it. If it was true with my weight, it would be gold like this.
But no, really, do you have any thoughts on that, Roberto? Like, have you ever seen a compelling ass video where you're like, he's got an argument
about the flat Earth?
Yeah.
No, come on.
No, I gotta go.
I had to start doubting.
Don't use my government name.
In one end, I love that there is people that is so untrusting toward what is the common knowledge, science, government words, that they will even put in doubt that we live in a spherical planet. But it takes very little knowledge of understanding of science to understand that is not the case. Because there is proof. It's not that there is no proof. There is plenty of proof that shows that we are now in a flat things supported by a guy, supported by a turtle.
Galileo burned at a stake for this.
The better question is, why are we so prone to believe in things? Like, why we're so fascinated with these ideas? That's what's fascinating to me. There's people out there with channels, and they talk about the flat and the Tartarians and everybody, you know.
Hey, leave them out of this.
I'm not throwing them. I'm not.
No, but
shade.
I think the
I'm
basic
just saying it's fascinating.
We go back to what we were discussing before. We have the capacity, we have a gut that tell us if something is not right, and we are constantly lied. So if you have your friend, as a kid, I had a friend that came to me and told me a lot. I know this very important person. I'm friend with the other one, and I thought, how much crap is telling me this guy? Come out later, it was true. It was telling the truth. He knows those people. It was really connected properly, but the evidence was so big. But if you are in front of somebody that actually lies you every day, the one time that they say the truth, probably you doubt that one as well. And if you don't have the basis to reason by yourself properly, if you have the base, I don't say that you have to study on books. You need to have a brain that can put together some logic. Even Galileo had to say that the sun was going around the earth and not vice versa, because else he would have been killed and burned by the church for potential blasphemy. So there is a balance of a point of what is the people say, what is the people know. And when somebody says, I'm not going to trust that, but I am so dumb that I don't understand the logic of physics, for which I think the earth is flat. Welcome to you and to your opinion. Don't go to Australia. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Did you get an answer?
Australia's not real, man.
Look, this kangaroo.
I have not once seen a kangaroo, so.
Or a Tasmanian
That's
devil.
what they told me. Anyways,
They are CIA spies.
Did GPT give you an answer on what we need to survive?
Yeah. So it said, so you're asking if the world went full of apocalypse mode, what are the top 10 things I need to survive? So it even corrected me on, so I think this is the question you wanted to ask me. And it's still speaking in Italian here. It says to bring cappuccino. Let's see
Noodles,
here.
pasta sauce,
Some bread. Yeah. Some olive oil. Okay. All right.
plunger.
The plunger, yep. It says clean water and filtration. That's number 1. Food, fire starter, weapons, and self-defense. Number 4. First aid kit, shelter and warmth, a multi-tool, like a Italian army knife. I think they meant Swiss army knife, but yeah.
You never tried Italian army knife? It's amazing, you know.
Wow.
It's got
You
the
have a-
spoon
you have
and the
a-
fork
that's
and the
exactly
knife.
correct.
Wow.
you can eat
Italian army
spaghetti,
knife.
no problem.
Wow.
I'm ruining my country reputation around the world. I'm so sorry.
You know, the thing with the lies, you know what's fun is that I think you and I, Roberto, we grew up in the world where they lied to us constantly. People lied, like old people lied to kids all the time. We grew up like that. Like, okay, this is old guy. Every time he saw me, he would say, "Oh, you're the one that burnt the water. I'm going to call the cops on you because you burnt the water." I'm like, how, you know, and I'm like a little kid. My mind's like trying to figure out, like, I'm in trouble. I burnt
That's
the water.
abuse,
I don't
man.
know how this happened.
Yes. Yes. So I can see how that entire generation would be distrusting of anyone in
Everything.
power, authority,
Right,
or
that's
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
honestly,
sure.
I feel like that prepared you more for the real world. You only take things with a grain of salt, and you're like, I think I'm going to verify that before I
Yes.
just completely believe you.
Yes. Because
See,
our noses, you know, we can smell stuff. We can smell bullshit away because look at a big nose, you know?
We all got
But
it. We all got it.
there is also another thing. Once we are given tools of certain kind, we don't know how to replace them if we don't have them. And I give you a very simple example. As soon as I arrived here in Indonesia, I rented a small room and I had this small rack where I put some food and stuff. And ants were going into the food constantly. And so I bought spray, DDTs, killer poison, the small white chalk to stop, and the ants will go there anyway. I met this girl and she says, no problem. She takes us 4 small plates, put water inside, and put the legs of the rack inside this plate with waters, and ants cannot cross the water. And she saw them, and I felt the most stupid person in the planet, you know. And I says, I've been poisoned by the ability to reach all those instruments, and I lost the capacity to find a solution that is more obvious, basic, not polluting, more natural, and so on and so forth. So I believe that this is also one of the reasons why people, has a distort approach to life.
Here's my
sometimes-
question though. Here's my question though. Was women on that list of 10?
Top 10 things we need.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So
Like,
bad, too.
Like, I'm just
We're
saying.
so getting canceled.
That's
Oh,
all I
man.
got. I was just asking.
If my wife hears this, I'm taking my wife with me. I'm just putting on the record, and I'm not suicidal, and I love my wife, so she's coming with me. So I'm just saying.
Those skyscraper windows don't open, do they? What floor are you on? Because I want to be careful.
They open out or they open in? I don't know. Oh God.
Well,
I didn't
Wow.
realize that Nvidia stock dropped 17%, by the way. Forgot about that. I didn't know it was that
now
high.
their stock has dropped similar percentage points in the past before. I feel like they own 7 out of 10 of the largest stock market drops in history.
Wow. The
So,
last one has been
for
the
every
biggest
time
one.
they lose 17%, they get 20. Yeah, it's been the biggest.
They break records every time is what you're saying.
But how much bigger can they really get? They already did a 10-for-1 stock split after they're from $100 to $1,000. Now it's at 117. Used to be at 145. They're already doing pretty great.
Good time
And
to buy.
this is just the public's perception on where they believe the stock market is. If you believe that the stock market is not manipulated
Here's
by controlling interest.
crazy question. Here's my crazy question. Will it ever get super cheap to have servers?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Because that's the biggest cost, right? Like having your own server, maintaining whatever. But then we can all have our own little personal models. I'm just saying.
You
I
need a
think
cool.
it's also that is all proportional. The smaller thing is gonna, the prices remain the same, but the power inside those level increase. So the Raspberry Pi, before it was equivalent to a small device now is powerful as a computer was powerful years ago, and the laptop that I have is more powerful than a
Shit.
supercomputer
Are you trying
was.
to say your laptop will be a server at some point?
It is. I mean, like I have 96 gigabyte of RAM, I have 8 terabyte of a drive, and in a small computer that I can bring with me around. I mean, it's a little heavy, but it's okay. And the Raspberry Pi I have, it can run powerful applications. I think that the growth
It's
goes
amazing.
into
Like
this
my
direction.
first computer was a Sinclair K.
Exactly. I was a Commodore VIC
16K was.
3K. And
I
one
know the
hertz
cool
of
kids
clock.
had the Commodore 64. The rich
Uh-huh.
kids had
We're
the
old. You're
64.
saying, in other words, we're old people. They have no idea what we're talking
Yes.
about, but that's okay.
I know
know-
some of those words.
I know what those things on the wall behind you. I know what those things are. I know
Right,
those things.
this yellow
Floppy?
things.
Little
exactly.
flappy.
Floppy
Don't call me
disc
floppy.
and
But
and
yes,
a cassette tape.
I was on the way out. I had floppies, but it was like transitioning through middle school, you know.
When you get older, you get a floppy back.
then there is the machine to make it double size. Like
It just makes for
XXL.
a hard drive, but you'll get there.
yeah.
No worries.
Okay.
Any thoughts on Apple's recent optimistic forecast? Because apparently their iPhones have been negative and now they have a positive sales rebound. What are our thoughts on that?
somebody should take a DNA from Steve Jobs and make a model to be like Apple in the right way, I guess.
I haven't bought an app when I had an Apple 3, an
Wow.
iPhone 3, it upgraded to it did a software update and then it turned into a brick and I've been bitter ever since. I've never bought an Apple ever since. So
Can't even
That's-
blame you for that. Yeah, I've been Android forever just because everyone else was going iPhone, and they just seem so limited in their features that I love that Android had new features a couple years before Apple would, and then Apple would finally get it, and then I'm finally hearing 3 years later from Apple users, "Oh, I can do this with my phone." I'm like, I've been doing that for 5 years now, but that's cool. There's
And
still
and you didn't have to spend the night in front of the store.
No, I didn't. And I didn't have to drop $2,000 on a phone. I chose to, but it was a much better model than what I believed iPhone was offering at the time. And they just kind of keep you contained to their ecosystem. Use this app, use this service. I'm like, I'd like to have some more options available to me. I mean, not to say that Android is perfect at all, but it just seemed like a better option at the time. And yeah, Apple can do their thing and people can have their perception of how much they love it, and we can have our own perception of ours.
I can't believe
I-
Apple's trying to get into the home product bullshit. That's a
Really?
dumb market. Yeah.
Are you selling
What are they trying to do?
The iCouch?
Like they're trying to do like the whole thermostat owning, like
Couch?
whether it's like to get in your house, like things like that. It's just going to be like smart.
Oh,
home.
okay. So
The
like
smart
probably
home
like ring
market.
doorbells, the smart
Yes,
door
yes, yes.
locks, and
But I
If they
asked,
get
Wow.
into if you get into the power business, then you can only use their batteries and their power source. So I'm not
Oh,
doing
gosh.
oh my god.
$200 for
I
a battery
asked-
replacement.
I asked AI if Steve Jobs was alive right now, what would he focus on? And it said AR, VR, AI-driven devices. And it says he would also simplify their models, like how many products that they would have in their lineup. And I think that's a good point.
I
think that's
wouldn't
a
be
good one.
surprised.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. If you they're just spreading themselves too thin. If they really focus the quality on smaller number of models, that just reduces their manufacturing cost and is going to help increase sales. Is my thought.
I think the smart home pivot is like desperate. It's like we used AI to say, here's where our exploitative route is most likely going to work 100% less risky than anything.
That's where they're
you
going to
know?
get their money back if AI isn't working. If it's not, I think people were unimpressed. Both Apple users and Android. They're just these assistants aren't really helpful to us, and they've been pushed on us. It wasn't even opt-in. To even open up my text messages, I had to agree to their Gmail. Even I had to agree to use Gemini in order to access my business Gmail that
Oh my
I pay
gosh.
for. And I'm a lover and connoisseur of AI and technology, but don't force me into a service and product that I didn't ask for, especially when 2 months ago, Google was just hit with a lawsuit for another data breach. So it's like, come on, guys, don't force these on us. That's just not a good way to do business.
The good old time where everybody had their own mail servers at home or the office, and email was a private thing, and now
Yep.
we lost that.
Wow. Our own personal internet.
Yeah.
But company had their own mail server. Mail was a federated network. It goes from your office to the other people's office, doesn't stop in the hands of anybody. And if the connection was secure, it cannot be spied. And now, email protocol is one of the worst protocol in existence. It's terrible and it's totally unencrypted. So when you send an email, you're sharing with the planet Earth what you are writing and can be read, and it stays on somebody else's servers. I do believe that people need to understand a little bit more how things work, and then they want to choose to make a different kind of steps.
Who understands email? Email is the worst thing I've ever experienced. Like trying to understand all that, like setting it up. I'm like, it's like a whole nother, like, God, leave me alone already. It's the worst thing.
Can you imagine when email came out, they were like, never gonna replace a fax machine. A fax machine goes straight, you put the paper, comes out there, you're sure that it's being sent. When you do email, you need to write, then start connecting to the internet. And you send it, then you need to pick up the phone and call the other person, say, hey, look, I sent you an email, go connect to the internet, check, tell me that you received it. It was
And now it's full circle where like the AI agents are so impersonal. You need to speak to a person. You send a letter in the mail because it's better.
Exactly.
And the only way to talk to a human. It's fucked up.
Gosh, dude.
It's fucked up.
That could be my next marketing campaign. It's just actually send handwritten letters.
I've been doing that. Yep.
I mean,
doing it. Dude, I did that for music. When I dropped a basketball song, I sent letters to every coach in America trying to be like, hey, here's the high school theme song for you guys. If you play this, I'm going to donate to this fund. So, yeah.
That's super cool.
Did you get
there's a great book.
What?
Did you get any responses? Did it work?
Yeah, dude. Some of them followed me on Instagram to this day and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
there's a great book.
Sent a postcard for Christmas, for Christmas, New Year's. I take a nice picture of the family, go to the printing company, print a few hundred postcards, fill up addresses by hand, and send it to people. And people were like, on the refrigerator in the house is the only postcard they have attached because everybody sends electronic things, so they have their kids' photo and all my postcards for every year that I sent it to them.
Hell yeah. Hell
know
yeah.
what I'm
It's
doing
just like
next
who
year.
has addresses though, Nobody gets those, let alone knows people's last name.
Wow.
Shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like my whole life growing up, my mom's like, how do you not know their last name? I didn't know anyone's last name.
You don't
We used
know
to
your own
memorize
phone
phone
number
numbers.
sometime, because we saved them. So in the past,
Funny.
when I was in elementary school, I will know all my friends' phone number by heart because, you learn them, you dial them every day. And then it wasn't dial like this, it was dial. And
Costas, can you confirm that's what it was like in those days?
Yes, I can confirm that you had to memorize people's numbers.
No, I was talking about, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I remember that.
The old rotary phones.
Rotary. I had one in my house, it just didn't work. So
It's so weird to be that old. Like, I don't, like,
how old are you, may I
I'm
ask?
53.
Okay, I am a little kid next to you. I am 50.
Are you younger than me?
3 years younger than you.
Oh
3
my
years
God.
younger.
I'm a little kid in comparison. This guy.
God, you're a grandpa, bro.
I just learned you're the oldest one here. Holy shit.
That's so weird. Oh my God.
This is
Yeah.
great.
So
This is
you're
great.
71 practically.
Yeah, 71, yeah.
71.
Damn. Give or take.
74.
I mean, I got, like,
Wow.
okay, so, like, my stats, I've been married 27 years. I got 4 kids, I don't have any
That's so-
grandkids.
My stats.
I have 4 kids and I've been married pretty much the same time, but not with the same woman. Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm kind of too cheap to get a divorce. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I don't want that. It's too expensive.
You like the current model. You don't want to upgrade. You like what you
No,
got.
We're good. We're good.
It's
We're
like
good.
when you said stats, it's like you don't want to trade teams, right?
Right.
No, I'm good. That's solid.
He's got a 27-year guaranteed minimum. Looking good for him.
No, it's
Any
good.
thoughts on this news update? This one's a weird one.
Enough about marriage.
Advances in medical technology, bioelectric innovations. New York's largest hospital system, Northwell Health, is developing bioelectric technology that enables paralyzed patients to regain movement by harnessing the body's electrical signals. One patient previously paralyzed from the neck down can now move his arm and feel touch. Wow.
Send more young guys to the war. so they can come back in pieces, put them back together, send them back to fight in the battlefield again. I guess that's their
Next
answer.
question. Next.
Now listen. What a guy wants to know is like, can he do it again? You know what I mean? Can we get
Bro.
that?
Costas was supposed to be
I live
that,
in an
that
island.
random humor.
I live in
Oh,
an
go ahead.
island where the religion is Hindu. I had to convert to Hindu to get married. I'm legally
Wow.
Hindu. Before I was an atheist, I didn't believe in one God. Now I'm an atheist, I don't believe in many gods. That's the advantage.
Wow.
People believe in reincarnations. The life is not as worth as much as when you don't believe in reincarnation. You say, damn, is only one. And says, I mean, if I die, I'm going to come back something else. So who cares? And so, in this case, this hospital is a sort of a Hindu temple where if you're in pieces, they put you back together. And
is Hindu short for hidden do it?
That's a good one.
That's good. This was a bad idea from the start, man. We should not have done this.
Right at 3 hours. Perfect.
It's a comedy show.
I'm all for doing this. I'll put my hat down for another go at it. We're not saying we're ending, but I've been enjoying this conversation. It's very fascinating.
Same here. This is great.
Yeah,
Anyways.
For sure. All right.
I feel
we can wrap it if any of y'all got any last words here. What are you going to say, Roberto? You feel like you got what?
I feel changed after these 3 hours with you guys. I'm not saying in good or in bad, it feels better or worse, but I feel changed.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
In Italian, it's like, which can be understood by pretty much all the people that speak sign language. The sign language is different country by country. There is no one international sign language. So how, the people that move hands to talk in a country don't understand people that... There are some international gestures that even people that is not have understand, but many others are, localized. And this is something insane. I didn't think when I learned this thing, I was like, how dumb is that?
I have a joke. I'm going to end it with a joke. What do you call an Italian or a Greek with no arms?
A mute.
A mute?
Why don't I get it? Why am I still thinking about it? What the hell?
Because they speak it with their hands.
Damn it. No.
Seriously, you didn't get it. I thought you were joking.
Oh, I would look dumb at the end. All right, that's good. That's a good way to put it.
Now, I actually wanted to say something before closing because we talk about technology a lot and we talk about the use of technology. But technology extends outside the world of computers and software, right? So what is a light switch at home? We talked about home automation before. The old classical light switch is a circuit breaker. Practically, if you open it, you see physically that it stops electricity from going through a cable. And that's why the light bulb goes on and off. So you don't need to trust the light switch. When you turn on the light or turn off the light in a room, you know that physically you have blocked electricity to go. But when we move the switch on the screen on our phone, we are not actually interrupting anything. Turn off the microphone. We just tell the software to disable the microphone for us. So the switch is really a manipulation on us believing we're switching off the light in the room that is actually breaking it. This requires trust on the software developer, the hardware developer, that what you are switching off is really switched off. But doesn't mean that you're physically switching it off. So now, talking about new kind of phone, I would love to have a phone where there is a physical switch that stops the Wi-Fi antenna, stop the Bluetooth antenna in a physical manner by interrupting the cable that enables these things. Also a microphone as well. And we, I think, believe too much and give too much trust in software system that reassure us of doing what we ask when probably maybe they don't actually do it. Just to ruin the sleep to people, I wanted to say this thing before closing.
So you need a phone with a big switch up and like one of those.
Man,
I want
switch along the border that is on and off of everything,
To me, it sounds like what you're saying. You have to be even more weary with technology of
absolutely
of how you proceed with it.
and trusting that the developers are hitting the right buttons.
Because what you're doing is really just it's just an idea. Like you're not physically doing something.
It's a perception. They play with our perception.
Okay, that's
they play with the perception of the user.
A good way to put it would be that's the fear behind DeepSeek, right? Is like nobody knows what information you're really giving away.
Not only you can hide malware inside the large language models. So when you run it in your computer, and it has been done, there is a lot of fake models that are pushed down. They contain actual code that, and people install these things in their computer blindly, So there is to pay attention to many things. So who knows that this DeepSeek model everybody's installed, it doesn't really hide something that is coming out 10 months later.
That's why I said it's a spore, dude. It's this like creepy fucking little bubble that's growing in different places.
But we don't have the electronic device today that they start working without connecting it to the internet, without it calling back home, without so it is really the culture that we assume to have, the knowledge we assume to have, that can really protect us. If somebody is doing something where privacy is real concern, they need to actually pay attention to a lot of these details. Sorry, somebody is ringing the doorbell and his finger got stuck
They really want to get in.
That's the technology fighting back. It's like, you won't.
Don't turn me off.
I don't have a physical switch.
Don't turn me off.
This is not random, right? This is a demonstration that I am
can
talking.
hear you.
This is
Wow. That's a deep seeker for sure. Wow.
It'll be
Anyways.
interesting. And who's to say that malware isn't already on our devices already from other places, not just DeepSeek?
Yeah, am I screwed if I delete it? Even if I delete it, am I screwed, Roberto?
You need to go in the mountain as an hermit in the cave and hope that no drone finds you there.
Don't order Uber Eats.
Why couldn't I just get a normal answer? I just wanted a normal answer. like a yes or no.
That's what I'm saying is the adaptation of trusting by default technology when we are not sure about what happens for real behind the scene. And sadly, it is something that is strange to me that people at a certain point are scared about one thing or another, where if they think, well, everything. Most of the house automation, when you open your door, is not your phone sending to the lock to open. It goes up to the mother house of the software company in their server, and then they command your door to open from there, which should make people think that they can open your door whenever they want. Besides your request, so they cannot open the door if you request to, if they want. So we do leave our trust in systems that we don't understand, that we don't know, because we don't understand and we don't know them. And as soon as there is something that we think we understand, suddenly panic, don't use this, they spy on you.
And think about the behavioral pattern that gets input into who you are, what you do. We know that they open the door, 5 days a week at 4:17. We know that this visitor comes at this time. When you have that middleman between you and your device, yes.
And they can be hacked, so this information can come public. These things are used
I can't use incognito mode? I can't use it.
Right, exactly. Trust the incognito mode. There has been just a lawsuit against Google for the fact that incognito mode was actually collecting information anyways. And the crazy thing is that law enforcement...
I was just going to say, 2020, we were reporting that to HackerOne, and they were like, this is normal. Same for Oracle. Right. We were reporting that. No, this is not a bug. So it's supposed to be doing that?
Read the term and condition and discover it. And the law enforcement used this information as gold. So there has been 2 cases I investigated where people hacked into this company to add information that were not true. And law enforcement just look at the logs and says, you were in this place these days because there is audit track.
Yeah, that's super dangerous. That's super dangerous.
So exactly the point that we trust blindly the company to hold our data safely, not to be tempered, etc., is a little bit dangerous.
It gets even fucking scarier because they won't want to turn around some of these cases that are bad or implicating, depending on like the 3-letter agency that's involved, right? Because that can make them look bad in itself. So just admitting you're wrong will never happen in that case. So yeah,
the justice system in the USA is insane. You need to claim yourself guilty to do less prison than if you keep saying you're innocent, which is
true.
But here's what you need to do to keep your privacy safe. This time next week. Tune in next week.
Yes. And you see, for comedians...
Anybody want to promote your stuff real quick? Anybody promote your things? How to find you?
I'm selling this used coffee cup because I don't know if not working well. This is a coffee cup that has batteries underneath. Is
Are you
Oh,
keeping it
Wi-Fi.
warm? He's keeping it. Oh my god!
Never
is
buy
that a
you-
heated mug? I love that.
It's
no,
chipped.
It's just
Don't
spin
steal
to
it.
mix whatever is inside, but it doesn't work even. I
Okay.
paid it $2, and so Indonesia
That's $2
is
ever.
all like to be at the dollar store. Whatever it is, like if you shop at the dollar store, there is no other option, and so the quality of things is pretty much bad. But everything's cheap on the other side.
Well, for everyone out
That's
there, they
funny.
can find me on LinkedIn, christroka.com, and also my business, focus-biz.com. Happy to talk more and hang out with everyone if you liked our conversation. I love everybody here. You guys are great.
My name is Costa Schuler, costaschuler.com. I'm also owner of Envisionary Design. And if you just type in Costa Schuler, you'll find all my stuff. I'm out there. It was a pleasure to meet all you guys. It's a pleasure to be on this. I look forward to being on another one with all four of us here. So I don't know if that's possible, but I'm in.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, this was originally Chris's idea, so I just kind of ran with it. Tried to put together a crew here, so it looks like it worked out. It's
I
pretty
love
fun.
it.
Pretty
Thanks
fun.
for taking the reins on that and actually putting things together.
Hell yeah!
All right. Did a serious closing. I can do it too seriously. So my name is Roberto Capodieci. I am
Send the kids to
Italian.
war and we can piece them together. Yeah, Roberto.
I'm not
I can fix your pipe at home if you call me. Yeah. And my LinkedIn URL is linkedin.com/INRC10.
I'll drop all those links in the caption below. This has been
Very
fun.
nice.
Let's see if we'll launch this into a spin-off. So I'm not going to call this More Than Rich, but this was the original of my More Than Rich podcast. So yeah, we are out. Any last words? Anything before anything else?
This was great. A lot of fun.
Ciao.
All right, guys. This will be out very, very soon, and hopefully in the next few days. All right.